What is going on, everybody? Just give me a few minutes here to get the live stream all situated and set up, and we will be ready to go for some playoff hockey. The last time we tried stream, we had some. Last time we tried to stream, we had some difficulties at the end. YouTube shut it down due to copyright, but we're trying to get it back. I'll go into more details in a few seconds. I will have to try to provide some audio or some commentary over this video for the time being, so that way they don't try to shut our ass down again. Let me just figure out what I'm doing right here, guys. Trying to once again get the live stream going here, so just give me a few seconds. This is game 3 of the first round 2026 NHL Stanley Cup playoffs. But I got a lot of stuff to talk about with you guys, so just give me 1 second here to get everything going. We're going to try a few ideas here to also try to avoid the copyright. Just like last time, unfortunately, I feel like the angle last time of the TV wasn't the best idea. They might not have liked that too much. So we're going to try to do everything ourselves here and set everything up a certain way so that we can actually keep the video on the channel. Just give me 1 second here, guys. Once again, trying to get the live stream all set up. I wish there was such an easier way to do this, like just to use last details from last live stream or something. It's really time consuming right now, but that's okay. That's why we're doing it. We're going to get it out of the way before the game starts. 6:41 here in Buffalo, so pretty much the same time over there in Boston where game 3 is being played. Game 2 I did try to stream. They were here in Buffalo, New York, literally like 5-6 minutes down the street from me. So they were playing here in Buffalo, New York for game 2. Unfortunately, the stream was ended abruptly due to YouTube's copyright restrictions, so trying to kind of avoid that this time. You look at the way the series has gone, especially with Marco Sterling teed up before, right? Bigger, stronger, more physical. This is big bad Boston Bruins hockey, and we talked about this with Pittsburgh yesterday against Philly. You get game 1 because you're all hyped up and there's emotion, but at some point, so we are going to be streaming for game 3 once again, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. I am just getting everything all set up here. I don't want to take too much time because, again, there's a lot of stuff that I have to talk about as well before we get into the actual game and watching of the hockey. So I believe all the details in the stream good to go now. The 15-year drought is over, ladies and gentlemen, for the Buffalo Sabres. Once again, we are in the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs. If anybody doesn't know, the last time Sabres were in the actual Stanley Cup was against my rivals, those bitch-ass Dallas Stars. Of course, it had to be a team from Dallas, Texas. The Dallas Stars did defeat us in a Stanley Cup. Of course, it had to be a team from Dallas, Texas. And there is the audio check. So there is the echo on the audio check. But at least we are good. Everything is working on the live stream, so that's nice. But we did lose to the Dallas Stars and the Philadelphia Flyers previously in Stanley Cup championships. Last time we were actually in the playoffs was 2011, so the 15-year drought is over. Let me get this bright light out of here. Turn this on. We will be putting the blue lights tonight on for the Sabres. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, we got the Tage Thompson jersey right here, ready to go. And we are representing the Buffalo Sabres, of course, my hometown team. Round one, game three. It is time, almost time, 20 minutes away. We got the Sabres ready for when we score goals on them Boston Bruins. Now, the Boston Bruins are a tough team. Dave Knock, hell of a player. They got number 88, Pasta. Great player, put up some goals last time for him. Once again, guys, like I said, I did try to stream for game two in Buffalo, New York. The stream was abruptly ended towards the end and removed because YouTube's copyright restrictions are complete ass. But C. Foster, if you're watching this, I know who you are, and I know that you shut the video down last time because YouTube tells me all that information. You got 10 days, buddy. You got 10 days to respond to that email that I sent you. And if you don't respond, then the video pretty much comes back to me, and I get to have it on the channel. But we got to wait some time until Game 2 is or is not available on my YouTube channel. But that's the thing. I mean, it's crazy that the NHL, and this dude is like from Russia, not even a Canadian from across the border, from us here in Buffalo, over there in Toronto. Wasn't even anything like that. This dude is from Russia. They're sending Russian spies to watch streams worldwide and just shut them shits down whenever they see something wrong or they feel like somebody's trying to steal something. C. Foster. Like I said, I sent you the email. You got 10 days, buddy. If you don't respond, it's coming back to me. Go fuck yourself, truly. Now, with everything else, ladies and gentlemen, we still don't know what the hell is going on with Cody Rhodes. This man just did a whole interview with Liv Morgan on his podcast or whatever you want to call it. And they're just having the time of their lives. Liv is out here smoking cigars like she's smoking blunts in New Jersey at Hooters. Cody Rhodes is out here drinking and smoking. And this is our WWE champion. This is the face of the next generation. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, nothing wrong with that, but apparently that's the image of Cody. And again, I have no idea what they're doing in terms of his heel character. I don't know what the fucking adjacent heel is. That's what they're calling Cody Rhodes. I've never even heard of a fucking adjacent heel until Cody Rhodes existed in the WWE, ladies and gentlemen. Like I've said before, it's kind of like they're trying to dip their foot in the hot water with, do we want Cody Rhodes to be a heel? Do we want him to be a villain? They've tried some things and they're like, okay, that's kind of like as far as we're going to go. They never actually confirm if Cody Rhodes is a heel or a villain or if he's turned. Right now, they just call him an adjacent heel. And ever since Randy Orton punt kicked him in the face and exploded his orbital eye socket, Cody Rhodes, like I said, you're not supposed to feel sympathy for heels. So it seems like they were just doing whatever they were doing in the match. Like I said, WrestleMania Night 1 was very strange because of all the TKO decisions and all the TKO shit that felt like was in their doing with the outcome and Cody Rhodes and still Cody having the championship and everything. I hope that they actually make Randy Orton a 15-time champion because he deserves it. But the Cody Rhodes thing is, it's been very odd to me. Like I said, they haven't actually confirmed if he is heel or if he isn't. It seems like he's actually just more babyface now than anything. But they have tried a few attempts at doing some things at like a heel turn, but they call this man an adjacent heel. And like I said, never even fucking heard of an adjacent heel until Cody Rhodes existed in the WWE. So there you go. I'm still trying to figure it all out myself. Couldn't tell you. But Game 2, we were trying to stream, and it was shut down due to the copyright, so that's why I'm trying out this camera angle. We're also going to lower the volume on the TV just until game time, so that way we can avoid like the ESPN copyright and stuff as well. The NFL doesn't really seem to care too much when we do the Buffalo Bills games, but for the Sabres, this is the first time we're doing it, so I would like to have some Sabres games on the channel. C. Foster, you got 10 fucking days, buddy. You got 10 fucking days. Count your days. You better pick up that phone. 10 days. I know it's 7, but we're going to give them 10 because that's how YouTube does it. But yeah, if anything doesn't happen with that, we get the video back and it'll be on the channel again eventually. So hopefully game 2 will be available at some point for whatever we did get to record. Um, that's the strange thing with YouTube too. Like this guy just comes into the chat. He doesn't say anything like during the video. His entire job is to just watch one thing that goes wrong and just, oh, I can flag the video, take it down. And YouTube will just take it down automatically. So that's why I'm saying it wasn't a full stream, unfortunately, for game 2. But we did record what we did record. And I'm happy that, maybe for game 3, we'll try some different things out here with the audio and the angles, so we're not picking up the TV, and the NHL and the ESPN don't get too upset about that. This game is happening tonight on TNT, which I'm currently watching on Hulu. Game 3, however, will be in Boston. So Boston Bruins do have the home field advantage. They did get the win in Buffalo for game 2, which really wasn't much of a game at all for them, but that's what I expect out of Boston, a very strong team. Nothing wrong with them. Last season, Sabres and Bruins missed the playoffs. So it's nice to have them back here. I feel like the Montreal Canadiens purposely gave us the Boston Bruins because we were supposed to be playing the Montreal Canadiens. So I think they said, fuck the season record. We'll take a lower seed. Now they're going to war with Tampa Bay, and that's not working out the best for them. But I feel like they decided, you know what, let's just have Buffalo play the Boston Bruins first round, see how far they can make it. So, smart move from the Montreal Canadiens. Touche, Montreal. Touche. But neither one of these teams backing down from a fight. It is going to be interesting seeing what happens here in Game 3, because Game 3 is one of those critical games where right now it's a tied-up series, 1-1. So Game 3 is definitely going to give the team the advantage moving forward.
You're the only person I feel like can answer this question. Is this an athlete pressing?
I feel like a good series so far, though. We are going to talk about a lot of things during the stream as well. I have some story time with Demonic for y'all planned during the intermissions. So that's another thing I'd like to do too. I feel like maybe last time it was a lot of like taking breaks during the intermissions. Me personally, when I do the wrestling streams and stuff, I like to just kind of leave the room whenever there's commercials, because they honestly don't feel like commercials anymore to me. They're all just advertisements now on all of these apps and streaming services. But it's like commercials back in the day used to actually be fucking entertaining. Just look at the Charlie Sheen cigarette commercial. You know what I'm saying? From the 90s, or it might have even been from the 80s. Commercials today don't even got nothing on that. The only time people care about commercials is for the Super Bowl, and it's usually for shit like movies, video games, whatever. Like I said, it's not even practically even commercials anymore in 2026. It's really just come down to advertisements, so I just leave the room when that shit comes on. I don't even feel like that shit's worth the time of like sitting through it anymore. If it's for like a movie or a video game that I'm excited for, sure. But most of the time it's not. So I usually just like leave the room. So maybe we'll have to try to cut back on some of that, and I'll have to do like more periods where there is like talking and just chilling for a couple minutes. But we're going to try some things. We're going to figure it out. Hopefully the NHL doesn't get too mad at this stream, but it's because I feel like right now like the audio should be fine. We're not showing the TV, so everything should be okay, at least on paper. But you never know. They might send C. Foster after us again. C. Foster, C. Fooster, however the hell you say your name. This dude is a Russian spy. Listen, you want to be going after somebody, you better be going after Kirill Kaprizov on the Minnesota Wild, because apparently this dude is wanted by Russian police. So you got the wrong one, buddy. You got the wrong guy. There was a time where I worked at the arena, and I said in a video too where I think Austin Matthews was like the highest paid NHL player at the time. That's apparently wrong now. It's not Austin Matthews for the Maple Leafs anymore. He's not the highest paid player. In 2026, the highest paid player in the NHL is Kirill Kaprizov of the Minnesota Wild. And like I said, apparently this man is wanted in Russia by Russian police. I don't know if that man can ever go back to his homeland. I don't know. They might arrest him on site over there in Russia. They don't fuck around. They used to be under control by the Russian mafia. The Russian mob used to be down there, so they might still be inheriting some of those old tactics. I don't know if Kirill Kaprizov wants to go back over there anytime soon. He might just be okay with America for now. The States seem just fine. He's having just doing fine over here. He gets to play hockey, gets to make money. What more could you ask for, chat? Honestly, what more could you ask for?
How long has that been the playbook against Philadelphia?
72, all the way back to Bobby Clark and Moose Dupont and Bob Kelly. Fred Sherrill, all the way back.
They got Wayne Gretzky out there talking. Like I said, we got the Tage Thompson jersey. Top 4 players for me on the Buffalo Sabres roster currently. Of course, Tage Thompson. We've got, I like Tage, Owen Power. Who's my other guy? Jack Quinn. We got Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, great goalie. I feel like the thing that I feel like is our biggest weakness is that defense. Rasmus Dahlin should not be the captain of this team. One day we will take the C off of that jersey. You got us to the playoffs, great, but why you call yourself a defenseman, Dahlin, I do not know, because you are one of the worst defensemen I've ever seen. They say this, honestly, he plays more like he wants to score goals and like he's some kind of two-way or something, but I need an enforcer out there, Dahlin. I need a goon. I need somebody who's not afraid to get the fist bloody, somebody who's not afraid to throw the hands. We're going against the Boston Bruins here. Dahlin, you are not the guy. I'm just saying. Now, Boston Bruins had a great game too. Ended up pretty much controlling it the entire time. The thing they've been saying with the Sabres, they got to stop playing this game all the way in the final period. It seems like the Sabres will kind of hold back. They'll keep up with Boston, but they'll definitely be holding back a lot of the time until that final period where they finally do start scoring goals, and it's just not enough. There's either not enough time on the clock, the game is out of reach. Something is happening in that final period with the Sabres where they just feel like we're going to go for the goals here. You got to fucking start going for it in the first period. That's exactly what they've been saying here too. The analysis reports. But if you ask me, I mean, I seen Dahlin just chipping the puck down when there was like 6 minutes left in the second last game, and it's like, buddy, like every time we get our hands on the puck, you can't be throwing it away like that. So that's what I mean. I don't know if they are just trying to essentially just go for the goals in the third. Maybe, I mean, because the way they've been playing defensively is like they feel like they can hold off Boston just enough. It seems like this, chat. Maybe they feel like this. Defensively, they're just trying to hang with Boston long enough and keep them off the board long enough to when that third period hits, maybe get 2, even 3 goals. 2 would be enough, but if they can keep Boston off the board until that third, get 2 goals, maybe that's how they look at it. But to me, that's just not enough. That's not how I like to play Buffalo hockey. And in the playoffs, we're going to have to be way more aggressive than that. There has to be way more aggressive strategies than that, I feel like, moving forward, especially if this is Game 3. Big, crucial game for us here to take the lead in the series. It is all tied up right now. Boston and Buffalo tied at a piece, 1-1 in the series. Best of 7.
Or we can look at some investment options.
But for me, chat, like I said, I can't tell you what the WWE is doing with Cody. They're absolutely all over the place. But an adjacent heel, yeah, you try to figure that one out, and I'll try to figure it out myself. Apparently, it's whatever Cody Rhodes is. they want to definitely keep that man as a babyface because I feel like TKO just feels like they have way too much money behind him as a babyface. How could they not, right? How could they not want this man to represent the company, go do all the interviews, all the Make-A-Wish, be on all the posters, sign the merchandise, do it all, Cody. And there's nothing wrong with that, but I'm just saying, never have I ever seen some bullshit like I have at WrestleMania Saturday when we all really just wanted Randy to win 15 World Heavyweight Championship on the record, and they pulled us the Las Vegas screw job. But, you know, I feel like a feud with, or actually they're doing a feud with Jacob Fatu and Roman Reigns, which I'm really interested because I do like Jacob a lot. So really happy to see that. I've heard rumors too that Gunther is probably going to be ending CM Punk's career next. It's a rumor. It's just out there in the universe right now, but one day possibly could be a reality. If CM Punk's career comes to an end, why not have it end to the person who ended Goldberg's and John Cena's and has just been on fire recently? I like Gunther a lot, so CM Punk versus Gunther. I know they've done it before, and it was at SummerSlam, I think. I know they've done it before, but this time around it would be essentially to end CM Punk's career, so we are getting ready for Game 3, ladies and gentlemen. It's 7 o'clock now, so puck drops should be happening any moment. You'll love to hear the sound of that.
Welcome back. Another huge night of hockey ahead. 7:40 Eastern over on TBS Game.
They got it at 7:10 now. Of course they do, so 10 minutes away from the actual puck drop. But it is time, ladies and gentlemen. The 15-year drought for the Sabres is over. I will get into more story times later with you guys as the night advances, just so I'm not leaving the room as much and it's not picking up audio or video, because I feel like that was the problem with time from the stream. They're showing some highlights here from 93 against the Bruins. Great goals. You love to see it. But really, my style is just, really aggressive, really bloody. I love to throw hands in the hockey game, so I need to see more. I need to see more of that out of the Sabres. They do like to get a little scrappy-do, though. So the Buffalo Sabres are just going to have to bring a little bit more intensity with these next couple games. Thank you again so much, everybody out there who showed any support recently to my WrestleMania watch-alongs from Saturday night 1 and then Sunday night 2 recently. Again, I feel like night 2 was way better than night 1. We will be streaming some Buffalo Sabres games here moving forward. Usually they did take this video down and they did remove it from YouTube. Now I'm able to actually stream this. You're usually suspended for like a week from doing streams, but the reason I was able to do this stream tonight so quickly is because they have like a copyright school now where you can just like take a few question and answer like surveys. So you just get that and it kind of removes your strike, which is kind of nice because as soon as you get 3 strikes, your channel is pretty much finito. It is hit the road, Jack, once you get 3 strikes. So to be able to remove those and take those away is nice. So that's kind of how I'm able to stream so quickly tonight and get right back into Game 3. The next time the Buffalo Sabres are playing against the Boston Bruins will be in Boston, Massachusetts for Game 4, and that is scheduled for Sunday, I believe. So if we do stream again, the next time it will be for Sunday night with Game 4 of the Buffalo Sabres at Boston Bruins of the 2026 NHL Stanley Cup playoffs. And we love our hockey here in Buffalo. We are known as a hockey town. Hockey pretty much lives and breathes here. I mean, blizzards are our life. It pretty much feels like winter 8 to 9 months out of the year.
It feels good to step out of line. It feels good to Geico.
What's crazy is growing up, I did play hockey myself. I played at Casanova, where Patrick Kane himself also played. We're both from South Buffalo, both from Buffalo, New York. Both played at Casanova for the Chiefs. And what's crazy is, like, I'm not too big on baseball, but Warren Spahn is, like, one of the greatest MLB pitchers of all time. And he's from South Park, too. Like, that's the high school that I went to. And he's from South Buffalo. So, I mean, my high school was pretty big on baseball. Warren Spahn is a pretty, I guess, well-known athlete around here. Like I said, I'm not too big on baseball. So, for me, it's like, you know, well, Patrick Kane, yeah, you know, Patrick Kane is definitely my guy. When I went to South Park, I knew Patrick Kane's cousin. When I played baseball, though, like, the thing about it is, like, I played baseball at such a young age. I was not really, like, nobody out there was hitting home runs or anything. So it really never, like, got into my interest. Wrestling was always my favorite from day one, so it was really hard to impress me with anything else that wasn't wrestling. Baseball just wasn't doing it for me. But Warren Spahn is really popular here. He went to the same high school as me, South Park.
Let's keep being humans.
Patrick Kane and me played hockey at Casanova. We're both from South Buffalo.
So I don't sweat small stuff. Relax, Tina. I didn't forget.
My high school really loved baseball, but when I was there, my senior year, they actually won the state championship for football. So we had a really good football team when I was there as well. Me, I used to do a little bit of hockey back in the day, a little bit of lacrosse, track and field, cross country, studied taekwondo. It's nice to see Buffalo finally get a chance, though, to enjoy some hockey in the playoffs, because it is just such a hockey town here in South Buffalo. It seems like everybody down here just, you know, we play hockey. It's just a part of our life here. South Buffalo, West Seneca. And the actual arena where the Sabres play is about 6-7 minute drive from me, so I used to work there at one point. Not too far from me at all, the actual arena, so where I'm at, it is definitely the home for the Buffalo Sabres. I would hope that they never actually remove the arena from the location that it's at right now. They actually plan to do some upgrades and some repairs to it instead of, like, tearing it down and sending it to another location. It is game time, ladies and gentlemen. Game 3. TD Garden in Boston. Turn the volume up just a little bit so you guys can hear a little bit more while we hang out and chat. But of course, we are trying to avoid the copyrights, which was our problem last time with Game 2. I feel like this is much better set up here with the angle, not catching the TV, and me just providing some commentary and reaction over Game 3 here in Boston, Massachusetts. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for puck drop in Boston. The Sabres and the Bruins. Round 1, Game 3. Oh, fuck, boys. Oh, fuck. It's all tied up. This one to take the lead in the series. I'm just looking forward to a hell of a game here. Like I said, I expect nothing less out of the Boston Bruins than a hell of a matchup. That is not a team that is going to give us any easy W's. So that's another thing people love to say. Buffalo doesn't play against good teams, or they don't know how to beat good teams in the playoffs. If they end up beating the Boston Bruins, I mean, I think that's a pretty damn good team.
And I think, too, you've got the ozone face-offs. You've got a lot of that part of the game as well, but he's just so creative. He's only
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Game 3. It is time. The boys rocking the white jerseys. It is an away game for the Sabres tonight.
13 shots on goal too, leads all players in this series, and he is a
And like I said, the analysis reports have been saying the Sabres need to stop holding the break down on the first and second periods. You got to start finding goals early and finding them away fast. It seems like all the Sabres have really wanted to do is try to hold the Boston Bruins down defensively until that third period just hasn't been working. Their strategy seems like hold the Bruins back until the third, possibly hold them back and off the board to where they have no goals and the Sabres in the third can start piling on some goals, but that just does not seem like the correct strategy in my opinion, ladies and gentlemen. For me, you got to be a lot more aggressive in the playoffs. It's game 3, round 1. We got Boston. We got number 88, Pasta, out there wanting the gold in his hands. We can't give it to him. Now, the Sabres, the 15-year drought is over. This one, we got R.J. Rick Jenneret looking down from the heavens above as they sing the Canadian national anthem. Some people were questioning, why are the Sabres singing the Canadian national anthem last game? Do you not fucking play hockey? Are you watching hockey for the wrong reasons? Ladies and gentlemen, hockey is not only a Canadian sport, it is the Buffalo Sabres are right across the border from Toronto. We can literally see them from downtown. We live here. Canada is across from us. They are our neighbors. What are you talking about? Why are we playing the Canadian national anthem? Are you not a fan of hockey? And have you never been to Buffalo, New York? Because it is literally directly across from Toronto. Yes, Toronto, Ontario, Canada, where Drake, Drizzy Drake, and Edge, and my bae, Trish Stratus are from. The home of the Icemen. It is time. They got Alex Lyon in net. I don't know how I feel about that, chat. I really don't know how I feel about that. Alex Lyon versus Jeremy Swayman in net tonight for your starting goalies. They're taking Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen out of the net, and I don't know. Like I said, in my top 4, we'll give Alex Lyon a shot tonight. We'll give him a chance tonight. But if I don't like what I see in Game 3, Lindy Ruff, we might have to rethink the goalie situation. Does he not have faith in this man? Because honestly, it's been the defense giving it all up. What I seen in Game 2, the defense gave up a complete breakaway on the first goal, and then like Pastrnak just started murdering us on the power play. It got ugly, and it got ugly pretty fast. And that's usually what I've been talking about. The Sabres can't try to hold back until the third period anymore. You have to play Buffalo hockey at its finest. But recently, from what I've seen, it hasn't been goals from a lot of like just setups on the Sabres. It's just been getting down there, getting some greasy ones, trying to get some greasy goals. Do whatever it takes to get one past the goalie. I like Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. I feel confident having him in the net. The defense has to play a little bit better to fucking protect the net. So we are going to try Alex Lyon tonight and see if things can go a little bit differently here for the Sabres. But if you asked me, I really don't feel like the goalie is the situation for us right now. Sabres right now just getting the puck pickpocketed away from them as they're trying to set something up in the Bruins zone now. Back to the Sabres. He takes a hit. Charlie McAvoy absolutely destroys a Buffalo Sabre down there in the Bruins defensive zone. Now Bruins have possession. Back to a Sabre. Quick slap shot. It's loose. Puck all over the place here early in the game. So far, 2 minutes off the clock. 18 remaining in the first. But so far, fast-paced game. Honestly, like I said, it has felt like the past couple games from what I've seen, the Sabres trying to keep up and go back-to-back as much as they can with the Boston Bruins.
Buffalo Sabres.
In the first game, it all got away from Boston in that third.
Come back to the near side for
In the first game, it literally all got away from the Boston Bruins in that third period. But in the second, the Sabres just let it all loose in the third, and it just never seemed to work out for them. Got goals a little bit too late. I am going to move that a little bit. That looks a little bit better. 17 minutes still in the first. Puck drop back to the center logo now. Pushed around the board. Sabres end up finding it. Two players end up colliding, go down. Puck drop back by the Boston Bruins around the Sabres net.
That's a good hit.
Boston playing a lot of defensive hockey right now. Definitely throwing around the bodies. Not scared to keep it physical at all here at the start of the game, but they do miss a pass right there.
Here between these fourth lines as well. A lot of physicality and done out of the lineup as well for the
Boston takes a second, sends it down the ice.
So they made a little
Once again, dump and chase. Pasta was immediately there, couldn't find it. Now the Sabres trying to get it out of enemy hands. It is back to the Sabres around the boards. Passes are finding their targets. Nice passing here from the Sabres. But that one intercepted by Pasta. Now Boston end up finding the puck. Sending it around the ice. Sabres able to intercept the passes. This one back to the Bruins right in front of the net. That one dodged away a couple times. Alex Lyon. Casey Middlestat, former Buffalo Sabre. That puck shot high. Didn't hit the net.
Loads it up, takes the shot, never made it through.
This time around, ladies and gentlemen, Tage Thompson passing it around the boards.
And it's off Byram's stick at center ice. Middle step. Able to poke that one around, and it's Byram to secure it again. Bruins in a change. Tage Thompson with a little.
Tage Thompson now with the puck, skating around the Bruins. That's a good pass. And the Sabres choke there. Both Sabre players that were in front of the net just couldn't find the goal. Good pass though from Tage. Now pass back to Dahlin. Drop pass. Sabres setting up in front of the Bruins net. Puck is still loose. And this one going right back to Alex Lyon, the Sabres goalie.
Very intelligent hockey player in the lineup for this game. Taking over for Norris. That was an excellent pass by Oxley. He didn't panic whatsoever.
Sabres dump and chase around the boards. You know I hate to see that style of hockey from the Buffalo Sabres. I like to definitely play a little bit more aggressive than that. Just get right down there, get right in the Bruins' grill, get right in their face. Start scoring some greasy goals here if we have to. Some real greaseball shit here from the Sabres, but I'm okay with that, chat. I'm okay with that greaseball shit if it means we move on to the next round. And now the Sabres with control of the puck. Trying to send out a new line here. 13 minutes remain here in the first. Now the Bruins passing it around. That one gets deflected by the Sabres, and now the Sabres with control. Moving it down the ice in Bruins zone. That one covered up by Swayman.
Sniffing around for a rebound. A little conversation out at center ice between Peak and
that one, Quinn, looked like he was trying to rush right in there on Swayman. I like that. I like that. Tried to get right in there in the face of the goalie. Put the moves on him. Swayman just ready.
Your chance to win a trip to the Stanley Cup final for you and for friends.
So this is a commercial break, ladies and gentlemen. Just give me 1 second here to get a sip of the soda.
It's time for a new kind of value menu. Hello, Panera's new mix and match menu. Just $4.99 each when you choose 2 or more faves like these.
Hopefully anybody out there watching,
Now that's a
you do have your snacks and your drinks. Whatever you got, cotton candy, popcorn,
That's beautiful. I wish I could-
cookies,
So no need for any of this.
No.
maybe some candy apples, one of my favorites.
I've never minded doing a little
What are you
bit of
sipping on?
reporting.
Well,
Do you got the soda? Do you got the lemonade,
Just be here.
the iced tea, the power armor,
No regret.
body armor? I'm sorry, not power armor. I always call it power armor because of Fallout.
Today.
But body armor. I love body armor. Gatorade. 7-Eleven Slurpees. What are y'all out there sipping on?
Look at her. Need us right now.
But when the intermissions do happen, ladies and gentlemen, I will be sticking through and giving you guys a little bit of story time just to have something to kind of kill the time and hopefully avoid all the copyright issues. And there's Jackie Redmond once upon a time in the WWE. We do miss her. She's in Boston for this game. Lindy Ruff, I think they said over 1,000 wins with his time as the head coach of the Buffalo Sabres. Last time he coached the Sabres, we wore this exact jersey. So, what a time to be alive here in Buffalo, New York, ladies and gentlemen.
When they do, it's been a strength of this Sabres team all season long, and they got to get back to that tonight if they want to have some success. Must be tough though, Berkey, the way the Bruins have come out here.
And I do have the Sabres ready for when we do start scoring some goals here. Sabres passing it around in the Bruins zone. That one hit a Bruins player, knocked off his ankle. Now the Sabres trying to find control once again.
So they play a tight first period. Boston breaks through, then builds
At center ice, now trying to work it back to the Bruins zone.
That's been the
Bruins now with control of the puck.
teams who got in the series. I don't think Buffalo wants that trend to continue.
Bruins pass it down, dump and chase. Sabres get there first.
Backed off of Tage Thompson. He has plenty of time to look over his options and try and make his way through the neutral zone.
Sabres now sending out a new line, getting booed out there in Boston.
3 minutes.
Once again, the series is tied at 1-1 apiece.
For Buffalo, and somehow the series is 1-1 apiece.
The commentators can't believe it. They said somehow the series is 1-1 apiece.
This one is up over the glass. Could be a penalty. It is going to be a penalty against the Boston Bruins.
A little bit of pressure right there on Lindholm in the corner.
This game, ladies and gentlemen, in the first, still 0-0, no goals yet for either team, the Boston Bruins or the Buffalo Sabres. But that's kind of how it's been so far in the series. In the first game, like I said, it really got away from Boston in that third period. They just could not control the tempo with the Sabres, who ended up having a historic comeback in their first playoff win in the last 15 years over the Boston Bruins. But game 2, Boston came out ready. They realized what mistakes they made last time, and they try not to make the same mistakes in game 2.
They are 0 for 9 in the series. They are 0 for their last 31, dating back through the last 7 regular seasons.
And it was really the Boston Bruins who came out
0 for April, yes.
ready to win a hockey game last time around in Buffalo, New York.
Offside at the line. And Alex Tuck not happy about that.
12 minutes remaining in the first period. Still 0-0 for both teams.
Zucker and Doan, their top 2 power play goal scorers, but Tage Thompson leads them in points. He's always a threat to shoot.
Well, we do got Tage Thompson out there, ladies and gentlemen, my favorite player currently for the Sabres. You can see the jersey right there on the back of the chair here, as we are representing with the exact same jersey. Like I said, the last time the Sabres played in the Stanley Cup, they wore this jersey. So hopefully bringing some good luck here to the team in the city of Buffalo. Nice dump around the boards there. Sabres still trying to play some offense here, keep the puck on attack. Good time of possession here for the Sabres. Trying to set up some passes here. Sabres find some good looks at it, just can't get anything past Swayman, who just has to cover it up.
We'll have to see how the officials see it. Good save with the left pad.
Alex Tuck out there for the Buffalo Sabres as well. As I said earlier, ladies and gentlemen, my current favorite players on this Buffalo Sabres team: Tage Thompson, Jack Quinn, Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, who is not playing for us tonight in goalie. It is Alex Lyon in net for us. The goalie change, I don't know how I feel about it. I don't feel like the goalie was our problem the last 2 games, but Lindy Ruff making the decisions here. He's going to take out Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. Luke. He's taking Luke out of the net. He's throwing in Alex Lyon, getting him some time. We'll see what happens. So far, so good, as both teams still sitting at 0 apiece. But again, this series, best of 7, tied up 1-1 right now. Each team with a W over the other. This one you could say is the tiebreaker. Sabres still setting up a lot of passes here. Good time of possession here. Has to really be making that Boston Bruins goalie really afraid right now of what that next pass is going to look like. But that one wasn't even on the mark. Sabres send it away right back down the ice. Alex Lyon has to get out of net and get it back to the boys in the royal blue and gold. Now Sabres trying to work it back down the ice. Sabres pass it. Good shot on net. That one hits the goalie, Jeremy Swayman. He covers it up with the glove. 10 minutes, 34 seconds remain in the first. That last possession, a lot of time on the puck from the Buffalo Sabres, setting up some good passes. Definitely moving the puck around. But the Boston Bruins are not intimidated by that style of play at all. They look really comfortable. They feel like, Boston is going to definitely train like that a lot of the time, so they're not too intimidated when they see Sabres trying to set up off the pass.
Final seconds on the power play for Buffalo. Jonathan Aspero, rookie D-man, sends this one the length of the ice.
Now this one goes all the way back to the Sabres goalie. And it is the Sabres once again.
With 2 saves.
Frustrating power play for Buffalo.
Taking this one back. Buffalo could not make anything happen on the power play, which was turned away by Boston and their penalty killers. 10 minutes left here in the first still. Now the Buffalo Sabres still with control of this puck.
The penalty killing the saves there by Jeremy Swayman, but obviously a big key is none of those shots coming off the tape of number 72.
The Buffalo Sabres power play unit still can't make anything happen in this playoff series. Both teams back to 5-on-5 strength. Sabres player went for the hit and he got absolutely forechecked. Like he was trying to run into a semi-truck coming right at him.
He was the one that ended up getting toppled over there. Well, you got to love that play by Malenstein in the fourth liner. Buffalo getting in there.
Malenstein went in for the hit on PK. Pecky. P-E-E-K-E.
Malenstein went in for the big hit. was upended by Andrew Peak.
Peak. Apparently you pronounce it Peak. P-E-E-K-E, Peak. But Malenstein went in for the hit. And like I said, it was like he was trying to hit a fucking semi-truck standing still. Going full speed at it. Not a great idea. Peak. Able to lay down the smackdown. But this face-off going to happen in the Boston Bruins defensive zone. Sabres looking for some offensive pressure here. Off the face-off. Bruins with control. Send it down the ice. Really just dumping it down the ice, forcing the Sabres to exert some energy. Start working them blades.
Continue to surge up the standings. Into a playoff spot, finish first in the Atlantic. Second in the Eastern Conference.
Puck at center ice for the Boston Bruins. They're passing it around. Good passes here from the Bruins. Trying to dangle away from the Sabres, who is... Right now there's some commotion. Fans don't like it. Player got hit by two Sabres players. So a little bit outnumbered there. And this one tried to hit Zaka, I believe, who on the one-timer couldn't find the net. And the Bruins still taking some one-timer slap shots all around the ice. Just nothing working out for them. 8 minutes, 36 seconds remain in the first. Neither team with a goal yet. A little bit of a commercial break, ladies and gentlemen. Let me take a sip of the soda and then also a bathroom break, and I will be right back.
But that never happened. Geico got it fixed fast.
Zip time. It feels good to get going again. It feels good to Geico. Who's ready for a deal? Now, you can order a footlong in the Subway app and get another for free. That's right, Subway Sub Club members. Free! Get your favorite sub plus one. Subway, eat fresh, feel good.
And this is from the woman over there.
You just earned 5% cash back on that. Also, if I start a conga line, will you join?
Earn 5% cash back in different categories each quarter on up to $1,500 in purchases when you activate.
Okay, I have returned, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, I do want to try to cut back on leaving the room as much as possible because maybe that'll help us out trying to avoid copyright. I just do it because, like, during WWE streams and stuff, I hate watching the commercials because it's really just more advertisements now than commercials. I already talked about it earlier in the video. But when the intermission comes up, I do want to, like, take a second to go upstairs, turn on my Buffalo Sabres light in my window, so that way I have that on. Hopefully that also brings some good luck tonight. So turn on the Buffalo Sabres light, and then I'm going to come right back down and start having a chat with you guys about, you know, some stories and just hanging out a little bit while we kill some time during the intermissions. Lindy Ruff leads franchise in both regular season and playoff records for the Buffalo Sabres. Lindy Ruff, a lot of history with us, formerly coached the New Jersey Devils. So we got him back here in Buffalo, New York for this season, 2025-2026 season, if you will.
And between Stanley and Timmins ends up getting the minor penalty. Here's the move right there, trying to drag it between the two. You see,
And what definitely seemed impossible a long time ago has become a reality thanks to this team and Lindy Ruff,
because his stick is tangled up in there.
who in 2026 have made it to the playoffs and ended the 15-year drought for the Buffalo Sabres. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Playoff hockey is back in Buffalo, New York. This game, though, taking place in Boston. Home field advantage for the Bruins. Now the Bruins off the face-off, working the puck around. Good look at it, but just sent away from the Sabres, and now all the way back to the Bruins zone. Boston on the puck now again. New line out there for them.
Alex Lyon played most of the third period in game 2.
Bruins lost it. Now Sabres. It's a 2-0, but the puck just never hit any of the Sabres players off of that. In the right place. I guess they were in the wrong place at the right time.
Still a top power play unit for the Boston
Wrong
Bruins.
place at the right time.
David Pastrnak plays it off the boards towards Geeky.
Now the Bruins working it down in the Sabres defensive zone. Shots here on the Sabres net. All of them denied by the goalie. Now 29 working it down the ice for the Sabres. He gets right past the defense. Skates around the net. Waiting for his teammates now. Off the fresh lineup change, and they just dump it off. Nobody was even with him. What the hell happened there, Buffalo? What the fuck was that? Okay. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the Bruins. Passing it around. One-timer hits a player. Couldn't even find the net. Now puck up against the boards. Gets sent over the boards, and that's a delay of game. It's a Boston power play currently, but I think that went on the Sabres. I think that penalty on the Sabres for the delay of game. Currently, it is a Boston power play, so this one might give him a 5-on-3 advantage.
Hard to tell by the glass being in the way there, but
they're still trying to figure it out.
No penalty on the call.
No penalty on the call. Boston power play is still at 15 seconds. Boston working it around the Sabres defensive zone. Sabres able to get it out of harm's way. I like the Sabres penalty killers. I do. Our power play unit has not been the greatest. Power play definitely has to find a way to work the puck around better, or just find the players on some solo runs and some breakaways.
He was injured in practice later that week, so he hasn't played a complete game in quite some time.
I've always said if your team has the right players, you don't really need to have your highest goal scorers on the power play. It's always nice. But, of course, they're just going to use some more and more energy the longer they're out there. Now, it's getting a little chirpy out there with the boys. No love lost between the Buffalo Sabres and the Boston Bruins. Lindholm, nice pass to the front of the net there off of this highlight. Zaka just couldn't get it in for the Bruins. But Boston finding their opportunities. They keep taking chances like that. They keep taking shots like that at the net. Eventually something will fall for them. You just have to keep working for it. You just have to keep taking your shots. Alex Lyon, overall record 20-10.
Well, here's a scrum, the 2-on-2. He comes in there with the left paw, right on Kastelek. Jams him with the...
This time the Sabres are called for the penalty. Now Boston Bruins get the power play once again, 2 minutes. So that penalty definitely called on the Sabres. The Sabres, though, had enough. They're completely pissed off. Shot right on net after that face-off from what looks like number 71 for the Sabres. Hard to tell right now. But I believe it is 71, and now Bruins working it. Passing it around. McLeod, 71, is after it right now. McLeod absolutely is a bat out of hell for the Buffalo Sabres. And now Swayman holds the puck at the Bruins end for his team. Boston working it around the ice at center ice right now. Past the blue line in the Sabres zone. Pasta trying to find his team. Sabres able to intercept. Now 29 working it down. Shot on goal, save made. Swayman, not intimidated at all by it. Just waved it off. Real easy one for the Boston Bruins goaltender. The goaltender defender. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is back in the Sabres zone. Bruins on the attack. Good look at it, just couldn't find the net. Middlestat trying to find the net against the Sabres goaltender defender.
Just watching the calmness of Alex Line in net for the Buffalo Sabres. It's a kid that's gone through a lot of adversity in his life and wonderful story.
Middlestat really wants one against his former team here.
He comes up big for his team.
Currently playing for the Boston Bruins. Once played for the Buffalo Sabres. I believe even when I worked for the Buffalo Sabres. Now, ladies and gentlemen, off the face-off, back to Buffalo. That one looks like it is out of play. Still Boston power play, 18 seconds left. 4 minutes, 30 seconds left in the first period. And it is 0-0 right now in this game, ladies and gentlemen. No team have found a goal yet.
4 have been against Boston, 3 have been in this building.
Off the face-off, Buffalo dumps it off the boards. And it goes right back to the possession of Boston in their home city.
Final seconds on the Krebs penalty.
For this battle in the first round of the playoffs. Game 3, ladies and gentlemen, series tied 1-1. This game 3 is considered a tiebreaker. Stick blows up off that one-timer for Boston. Couldn't just generate enough on it. And because of that mistake, players absolutely swarming the puck. And now stop on the play. There is the city of Boston, Massachusetts. Definitely not too far from Buffalo either. And John Cena talking about his favorite car brand, Honda. Nothing wrong with it. I know he is a big sponsor and a big endorser for the Honda brand.
All from the 2025 Kelley Blue Book Best Value brand.
Well, ladies and gentlemen,
Right now,
the first period is coming to an end. We will be coming to our intermission very quickly here. And hopefully things pick up here in the second, because so far, no goals yet. We still have yet to wave the Sabres. We still have yet to draw our blades. Still draw the blood on our blades for the Sabres. But we will draw the Sabres right here, ladies and gentlemen. We will draw them when the goals are scored for the city of Buffalo. So far, they have to be kept away.
That's why we're waiting.
They have to sleep now.
Thanks for coming in to talk about Dud Jr.
But when the puck finds the back of the enemy's net,
Customizing your car insurance.
and when it gets past the goaltender defender,
Only pay for
we will indeed celebrate by drawing the blades of our sabers.
We could use your help. This is college. You can be whoever you want.
Hopefully everybody out there having a nice Thursday night. Current time here in Buffalo, New York, it is like 7:42, so almost 8 p.m. here in Buffalo, New York. This game, taking place in Boston, Massachusetts. The Sabres are playing away. Boston Bruins, though, feel right at home as they should.
He is the big fellow with 20 assists this year.
It's about 7.5 minutes of game time.
The black and gold versus the royal blue and gold here in round 1 of the 2026 NHL Stanley Cup playoffs. in the Sabres zone here. Sabres trying to find a way to get this puck out of danger now. Sabres trying to find something on that pass. Absolutely whiffed on it. Now a lot happened in front of the net. Referee stops the play.
And the Sabres to the power play for the second time here in the period.
Quinn's looking at the referee thinking, there's a little confusion.
Tripping on Boston. So it will be a Buffalo Sabres power play finally. Second time, though, in this first.
Steps in right there. And
But right in front of the net, Boston did trip up the Sabres player. So a 2-minute power play goes to the Buffalo Sabres. Now, can the Sabres make something happen off the second power play here in the first? Right now it's quiet. Right now it's slow. One shot on net, doesn't have anything going for the Sabres. This one now, Tage Thompson has it on a stick, passing it around to Duane. Working that blue line right now are the Sabres. This one back to Thompson, who blows up his stick. That's TNT for you. Tage Thompson grabbing a new stick after that one. Might want to think about changing it up for next season after it absolutely fails him on that one-timer. Now back out there again, Tage Thompson. Sabres still with control in the Bruins defensive zone. Duane takes a shot. That one just kicked out of the way and now sent out of play for the Buffalo Sabres, who right now are still on the power play. 1 minute left. 2 minutes, 30 seconds left in the first. Sabres back in the Bruins defensive zone. Tage Thompson with control of the puck for Buffalo.
Back and forth with Tuck. Thompson, Tuck, back again.
Thompson and Tuck passing it around. TNT last time blew up his stick on the one-timer. Let's see if this one's any better. Or is the stick trying to tell him something? Sabres trying to take a few shots, but Swayman, an absolute brick wall right here in this period. Not letting anything past him. Stonewall Swayman. Here we go, 72. Tage Thompson takes a shot, can't find it. Swayman just sends it back. Now the Bruins penalty killers do what they have to do, kill the clock. Send the Sabres back down to get it, and now the Sabres lost a chance on the power play. It is over. Back to 5-on-5. Technically 6v6, but 5-on-5. Not including the goaltender defender. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is the Sabres trying to make something happen with 1 minute here on the clock. And the Sabres, hold on. Nope, that one, I don't know how that's not a tripping call, but we'll take it. It was, he kind of hit his skate, and then there was like the broken stick from Tage earlier still on the ice, which the referee still hasn't taken off the ice for some reason. But no penalty called there, which we will take. Now, not a whole lot of time left in the first 40 seconds. Tossed down by the Sabres. Right now, bodies working the boards. And it looks like nothing will happen here at the end of this first. Sabres still trying to get it done with like 15 left on the clock. Back to the blue line, Duane passing it around. Some good shots here from the Sabres, but Swayman, no fear at all. Stonewall Swayman still in the first. 8 seconds left in the first, ladies and gentlemen. Game tied 0-0. In the best-of-7 series, however, it is tied 1 apiece. It is Game 3, the tiebreaker. Both Boston and Buffalo have won each game for themselves. Now, ladies and gentlemen, The end of this first, concluding very soon here. What I expect after this face-off, Jack Quinn out there for the Sabres. But you do still got 8 seconds. And the Sabres just going to pass it around with the Bruins players here, it looks like. Or no, it's going to be a re-face-off. Bad face-off there. They're going to redo it. I was like, no, please. No. Not like this, Buffalo. It is going to be a re-face-off now. The Sabres working it around the ice again. And that is the end of the first period, ladies and gentlemen. So let me go turn on my Buffalo Sabres light upstairs in the window. I will be right back, and we will get into some story time here.
Behind-the-scenes playoff content you won't get anywhere else. The most NHL legend fans the Stanley Cup playoffs are better on the NHL app.
The Vanda Pharmaceuticals intermission report is coming up with Liam McHugh, Wayne Gretzky, Anson Carter, Paul Bissonnette, and Henrik Lundqvist. In another scoreless first period between the Bruins and the Sabres, Game 3. It's a good one so far in Boston.
Get the latest Galaxy for $0 at Verizon. And use Circle to search with Google to swipe a whole new look.
So hot.
Yeah?
We've been shooting.
Now at Verizon, get the new Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra. No trade-in needed.
Forgot about the shades.
I love those too.
Okay, it is still way too bright outside. The sun has not set at all here in Buffalo, New York. So I might have to go up there again during a commercial or at some point, maybe even after the second period, and turn the light on. But it is still way too bright outside to even see the lights. So still waiting for sunset here. But at the end of the first period, ladies and gentlemen, all tied up at 0-0 for both teams. Neither side able to find the back of the net. Both goaltender defenders are absolute brick walls out there, built by absolute bricklayers.
Dad knew his crew didn't need much, but they did need peace and quiet.
Built by the best of the best bricklayers around.
So they planned their flights, car, and vacation.
Neither goaltender letting it past them right now.
Great, right?
So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into a little bit of story time here, since I have a chance to talk with you guys. Me, myself, I worked at the Buffalo Sabres a few years back. When I started working there, I was also simultaneously working at AMC Theater. So, at the time when I started working there, I was a runner, which pretty much is somebody who just delivers food and drink all over the 200 level, which is also considered the club suites. They have all the club suites on that level. So I pretty much was doing that for like $7-8 an hour. But because I worked at the theater and because it was like, I liked the experience of just being able to go there and enjoy some of the events like the hockey games and wrestling events, stuff like that. I even had to pick up for wrestling events because that was something that they didn't allow. You actually had to like request to like pick up some hours. And then I would do things like maybe like, bus boy some tables or like, clean up some tables in the 200 level, like after people were done eating and stuff, which again is nothing. But I was always, as a runner, I was always running back and forth, taking down, lists of inventory that we need to restock and make sure we're all set up for like the next game and everything. So I was really a hard worker. I felt like I was at like every game. I went to every game, never called off, never had any problems when I worked there as a runner, like the first year. So even though I wasn't making the greatest amount of money, I was still kind of cool with being there because I was like, okay, I get to kind of see some events when I want to, and I'm at a place that I love. Definitely a lot of memories there growing up. My dad would always take me there for wrestling events. And me and my mom got to see a lot of rodeo events there. My mom loves country music. Country music is like a really popular music genre here in Buffalo, New York. So my mom always took me to the rodeo. Again, country music is her favorite. And I loved going to the rodeo with her. There's a lot of like rodeo baddies now, and I'll get into that later. But shout out to the rodeo baddies. But like I was working at the arena for $7 an hour, and I was fine with it. Never missed a game. Never had any problems. Never tried to give anybody any problems or anything. So lost my job at AMC. So then it was just like making $7 an hour, which was kind of difficult. And then I was like, okay, well, after the season, I'll try to like figure something out and try to look for something else. So after that season ended, I pretty much became a security guard working for the Buffalo Sabres. And I just didn't really care for being a security guard because it felt like a lot of the time I'd have to be a dictator, which is not really my style of work. And I'd have to like dictate a lot of rules and regulations and laws on people, which is, again, I like to give people a good experience and not ruin it for them. In my case, there was a lot of times where I try to, like, we had a bag policy as a security guard. You have to only allow like a certain size bag, and it literally has to be this bag, like the size of a goalpost if you make it with your fingers in football, a football goalpost. So if you made it with your fingers, that's literally how big your bag has to be. And if it wasn't that size, I would have to tell people, hey, I can't let you in. You have to put the bag somewhere or whatever. And people just kind of assume either like you're being racist or that you make up the rules or like you're the one that decides the rules or something. And that's just, like I said, not the type of worker I am. Not only that, but there was a lot of problems just from the actual like security employment themselves. I would hear a lot of like sexual harassment comments there, which I wasn't obviously too comfortable with. They would say things about the females that worked there. And some of the things that they would say was just not really comments that I feel like you should be having at work with your friend or your buddy or whatever. They would also treat a lot of people like the minorities if they were like specific foreign groups and stuff. So some people they would treat like minorities, which I wasn't really okay with. So when I did security, it really wasn't like for me, and I just kind of decided, okay, I'm not really going to do this anymore. When I worked security, it felt like the only time that you actually had like any freedom and any kind of like privilege where you could actually enjoy the events. I'm saying as a runner, I got to enjoy the events. And here's a cool story about when I was a runner. I ran into Benny the Butcher, and it's my dream one day to work with Benny and make music with Benny the Butcher. And like I said, when this happened, I was making $7 an hour. Ironically enough, he was at a Buffalo Sabres and a Boston Bruins game in Buffalo, New York. I was working there, 200 level club suites. And the whole time while I was working, people were saying, hey, Benny's here, and I'm thinking, oh man, should I go up and introduce myself? Because I make music and it's my dream to make music as my career and do it as a living one day. And knowing that Benny was there, I really like thought about going up and introducing myself and saying, hey, this is who I am and this is me and whatnot. But I really said to myself, hey, that's probably not the professional thing to do. I did, though, when he walked right past me, I took a video just to keep it as proof that I could like give that story to people and, show them, hey, I was there and he was there, whatever. He doesn't even know who I am or that I was there or anything like that, but that video still exists on my Instagram. And I just felt like the right thing, that's not the professional thing to do. The right thing to do is if me and Benny were ever going to work together or make music together, it's most likely going to happen when it's supposed to happen. So, and I also heard at that time, he filmed the music video right up the street from me. Like I could literally walk outside where one of my best friends used to live. It was at Cito's Mini Mart here in Buffalo, New York. So it was like literally, a 1 minute, 2 minute walk from me. Like I could go outside and walk right to that Mini Mart, the corner store at Cito's here in Buffalo, and just, I could have approached him then and said, hey, this is who I am and this is kind of like my neighborhood, and you know what I mean? I was working that day, so I never even knew about that music video until I seen the music video, so I was really upset about that. But I think I was working that day, so I didn't even know he was down here, or I didn't even know about the music video or anything. My friend that lived there moved away a long time ago, so I never even knew about it until I seen the music video and seen that he was there. And again, it just kind of felt like if it was going to happen, those things that kind of happen when they're meant to happen. But did the running position first when I worked for the Sabres. After that season, tried the security stuff and was like, hey, that's really not for me. Ended up going back to the Sabres. And when I went back, I told them, I started here as a runner. Do you guys have any runner positions? They said no, they were only offering concession positions at that time. And I immediately was like, I don't want to do concessions, but I was like, during my interview, I asked the person interviewing me, his name was Scott. I asked Scott, who was interviewing me, hey, at any point, if I kind of wanted to go back to being a runner, can we kind of like sit down and discuss it and, we can kind of just send me back, because I didn't want to do the concessions and stuff. I already knew that it wasn't really going to be for me. But, I just said, at any point, can we, think about, if it's not working out for me, can I just go back to what I was doing before? And they agreed. So I agreed to do the concessions. And I was getting paid a little bit more money now, minimum wage, which is like $14 an hour. But the thing that sucked about it is like this time around, they had veteran status. So like all the employees that were there before, or if they were there like a longer time before you, they would get those hours and you would just be waiting around. Like I really wouldn't make decent paychecks even when I went back. I think the highest paycheck would be $150, maybe $200 and $200 is rare. And this is when I went back. So they would kind of like not even have me work events. The thing that I didn't like about it is like some of them knew that I was a runner before, but they didn't know the type of worker that I was, that I never missed a game, never really gave anybody problems. All the people that I worked with before were on the club level. So these were like all new people that I was working with and, just trying to like put in myself for them. But again, I didn't really like doing the concessions. It really wasn't for me. But when I had agreed to it, I figured, hey, if it's not working out for me, I can still be here and I can make less money just being a runner. Never thought that they would kind of give me those kind of problems. But I decided to go back and, dedicate myself to it. And there were times where even when I wasn't making a lot of hours and I wasn't making a lot of money, I was still like, well, I kind of still want to be here and I still want to do this. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out this season. I'll think about something. But right around my birthday, and the thing I didn't like too is like there was a day where I was working. I forget what game it was, but there was a day I was working just before my birthday. And I was working this one concession stand. So, I pretty much tell my crew, hey, I'm going to be in this spot. If you need me, you can find me here. So I go to open the storage door because I have to get back there to be able to stock all the shelves and stock all the coolers and everything. So I go to open the door and it's locked. Now I have to walk around the arena and try to find my managers. So I start walking around the arena looking for them. I can't find them, of course. I get back and now like the supervisor lady is looking for me and she's all mad. She's like, where the hell were you? Where the hell? That kind of thing. And I'm just telling her, listen, I was just looking for the managers. I can't get into the door. It's locked. And she's like, you're supposed to be in the group chat with the supervisors and the managers and stuff. And I'm not, I don't want to be in a group chat with like people that I'm working with. Like, you're just my coworker. Like, I'm not, yeah. But apparently, like, the door was locked. So she goes to like, test the handle and it's locked. So she texts the supervisor in the group chat or whatever that I'm there. The supervisor comes and finds me. She unlocks the door. I'm pretty much like restocking and doing everything I need for that night. Never had any problems with anybody. And the thing that I never liked about it is when you work there, they kind of just tell you and treat you that you don't matter. Like, I remember going to the orientation and in a room of 100, 200 people, our concessions manager, his name is Ethan Hassick, buddy, suck a dick. He pretty much tells us all to our face, you don't matter. You can't watch games. You can't take pictures. You can't communicate with the players. You can't talk to the players. You can't talk to celebrities. You can't do this or that because if you work for the Buffalo Sabres, you don't matter. You're just a number. And he exactly told us that to our face and he made me feel like that at least. So right from there, I was always like a little iffy about this guy. And like I said, none of them knew that I was like security previously before that, or the type of worker that I was even before that, before I had to start dealing with these people. So for me, after that game, once I had to deal with that supervisor lady who was kind of in my face, I think she thought that I went off to go dick around or like go watch the game or something. And I'm like, I can't do that, because if I did do that, somebody would fucking snitch and, you would be hearing about it. I was just trying to find somebody to help me simply do my job. So I just told them, listen, I sent an email and I was like, hey, is it possible if I can go back to my old job as being a runner for the 200 level in the club suites? And they had pretty much said, well, we all gotta agree on that, and we all gotta, talk about that. I already knew that was a no. So I said, okay, I'm gonna put in a 2-week notice. And I never put in a 2-week notice. If anybody knows me, I usually just leave. I don't talk about it. I don't fucking sit there, give you a warning. I don't threaten anybody. I don't say, I hate this job and I want to leave and I'm going to fucking leave and da-da-da. I just leave. I just get up and leave. If I'm driven to that point, I will walk the fuck out and you will never see me again. Ask anybody who knows me. I pretty much gave them a 2-week notice. I never give anybody a two-week notice, and this is the type of shit that happens. I give them a 2-week notice, and they say, no, your 2-week notice isn't necessary, and this again is from the concessions manager. Your termination is effective immediately. And again, I never tried to do anything wrong. I never tried to give anybody a problem. I really just wanted my old job back. So they were like, and then, I pretty much was just like, all right, whatever, lost my job basically. But they sent an email back like, oh, we want you to come back down and drop off this and this, and we expect you to like schedule a date to come down here and do that. And I said, I expect you to, go fuck yourself. So for me, it was like, again, I don't think they ever understood the type of hard worker I was, or the type of like person I am when I go to work. But I definitely want to put in the work, and I was never trying to give them any problems or anything. But it definitely felt like they were coming off as power tripping. Like even in conversations that I would have with them, even in conversations, they just come off as power trip, and like they have the authority over people. Their decision is going to be the final decision, and that's it. And be that as it may, if you think that's how the world works and you think that's how real life is outside of your employment, be that as it may, you may be able to make a decision where you get to decide if you can fire and hire people, and you get to decide who works here, who doesn't work here. But that's the type of shit that I hate, and that's kind of why I've tried to become more of this like self-sufficient person and more of an independent worker. I really like to be my own boss now, and I really feel like I'm better just kind of not working for people who don't appreciate the effort or won't even respect the type of worker that I am. So I really don't even want to be working for people who can't even appreciate me or respect me in that way. If you're going to fire me before my birthday, because I wanted my old job back, then that kind of shows you what kind of person they are, I think. But, ladies and gentlemen, I believe we are back from intermission. I was silent there because a little bit of a lag, so I'm actually going to refresh it and make sure we're all good. Just to be sure nothing is copyrighted, of course. But I've been chilling with you guys. I've been chatting. And yeah, that's a little bit of my experience when I worked at the Buffalo Sabres arena. Like I said, the first time around was really cool. I kind of really didn't care for the security stuff. And then, of course, when I tried to go back and work for those new teammates, they definitely didn't treat me like a teammate. And that's what I don't like. Even when I started there making $7 an hour, I loved working with the people in that little kitchen that we had. We were like this little crew. And I wish I could, still work with them. That was kind of the whole goal. You know what I mean? Like, I wanted to go back and see everybody again and have a chance to work with them again. But I think obviously they're aware of like that's the 200 level and those are all the club suites, and runners pretty much get to watch a lot of the events with like the servers and the ushers and everything. So it felt like they were almost saying, hey, you haven't earned any of that, because again, a lot of their stuff was veteran based. So if you were there for years and years beforehand, you would get all the hours, you would get to work all the events. There would be times where they would text me and they would be like, hey, don't even bother coming in because, we don't need you to work tonight because we have everybody that we need type of shit. So when I went back there, to do the concessions, it definitely wasn't my favorite, and they didn't treat me like a team. And that's I hate working at places where they don't treat each other like a team. That's my number one thing. That's why I try to do like all the series where it's like GM modes and build a team with the Sabres, build a team with the Bills, take them to championships. Building championship teams and finding championship caliber players is really what I'm all about. So I love working for teams and being on a great team. But if you're not going to treat me like a teammate, or you're not really going to, take the effort or the work that I'm doing for you with respect or seriously, then I pretty much tell you go fuck yourself. 2 minutes down in the second, still tied at 0-0. I feel like I did the right thing, though, when I worked at the arena the first time and had the chance to talk to Benny the Butcher, because, like I said, guys, the music thing I feel like is definitely my only opportunity right now in life with anything. So it does hurt knowing that I wasn't able to take a moment like that and try to capitalize on it and try to, throw myself out there a little bit more, I guess. But professionally, I feel like the right thing isn't going up to people in public like that and saying, hey, can you sign me? Can you fucking make my dreams happen? Let's make it happen now, this and that. I just don't think that would have been the right thing at that time. And that's just not the type of person I am. Like I said, that's why I never did it. That's why it never happened. I think if anything happens, like if we are ever going to make music together, me and Benny the Butcher, it's going to happen when it's supposed to happen. If we're ever going to work together, it's going to happen when it's supposed to happen.
Finishes his hit on Stanley. Rally comes over. Loose behind the net. Lyon came out to play it away. Timmins, look out. He got it.
But I really feel like I was wrongfully terminated before because, like I said, I never give nobody a 2-week notice, chat. I finally put in a 2-week notice somewhere, and that's the shit I deal with. And the Boston Bruins just score like it's game 2 all over again. 16 minutes in the second. Boston not holding back here in the second. They already found the back of the net. First time to do so in this game. First goal goes to the Boston Bruins. It is 1-0, ladies and gentlemen. Boston Bruins with the lead in Game 3 after that goal. Jeannot just stays with it the entire time and snipes one past Lyon. Reaction time really off right there for the goaltender, Lyon. Not ready at all for that sniper shot from Tanner Jeannot, number 84 from the Boston Bruins. But I love, the first time I worked there as a runner in the 200 level, doing the club suites, I loved it. Even though I was making $7 an hour, it wasn't about the money for me. It was just, well, I get to see some events. At the time, I did work at the theater simultaneously, so I had, my theater job, which pretty much ended. But then, once that ended and it was only $7 an hour, I still said, okay, not the worst possible scenario for me. But I love the Buffalo Sabres. I love the Bandits. I would love to even do more of these videos on the channel. Obviously, when the Sabres make it to the playoffs or any big kind of special games for us. Winter Classics, maybe. I would love to do more Buffalo Sabres and Buffalo Bandits watch-along videos on the channel here with you guys. Boston, once again, looking to strike the back of the net. 15 minutes left in the second. So, like I said, guys, I really felt like I never really did anything wrong. It was just the type of people that they had in power, or the type of people that they had at authority, not my favorite. And definitely never treated me like a teammate. So I just kind of had to step away, and probably for the best. Because like I said, my entire goal is to just be more self-sufficient, more self-reliable, more independent in terms of like the worker that I know I am and trying to provide for myself. I'm so happy that my mom got back into the theater downtown here in Buffalo, New York. It's literally right across from Shays, which is like in our theater district here in Buffalo. It's right across from Shays, and the theater district here in Buffalo is essentially like our Broadway in New York City. So the movie theater just last year, it closed. AMC didn't like the location or whatever and didn't want to renew their lease with the building, so they closed at the end of the year last year. And my mom was pretty much out of work for like 5-6 months, 4, 5, 6 months. The theater just opened up yesterday. They had a grand opening. All proceeds, all ticket sales went to charities. So I was really happy about that, but I'm really, really happy that my mom is back in there because financially we have been struggling. She really needed the money, and I'm so happy to see her where she belongs, working at the theater. When we worked at AMC, I essentially got her hired at that job. We were going to lose the house, and she was really desperate, and I said, well, they're looking for a bartender at AMC, and that's kind of how I got her started there, bartending for AMC. I knew at first, like, her biggest challenge was probably going to be dealing with, like, bosses and managers a lot younger than her, like, basically my age. So having to deal with bosses that are, like, my age, and I'm 28. Dominic Mysterio is the same age as me. Josh Allen is 1 year older than me, who was at the Buffalo Sabres game last time they were playing Game 2. He was in Buffalo, wearing the same jersey as me. It seems like every time we have celebrities watching the Sabres, we fail to win. Never ceases to fail. But every time celebrities are watching, the Buffalo Sabres seem to choke. So Josh Allen, 1 year older than me, but he was at the Sabres game in Buffalo, New York for Game 2. I helped get my mom hired there, and I knew that her biggest challenge was going to be dealing with younger bosses. But after a while, she really loved it, and she ended up being there for like a good 5 years. So like I said, they just closed last year, and now they're back open. It's under a new owner and new management, obviously. They're called Scene One Entertainment. So I'm just so thankful and, really happy that they gave her the opportunity. And she's really back where she belongs. I mean, she really is happy being there, and I'm praying to God, to the gods above, that she can at least be there until it's time for her to retire. Because that has to be the next step, is just, kind of be at the theater. I'm hoping she can stay at the movie theater and work at the movie theater until it's time for her to retire. My entire thing about retirement, guys, I don't even see how the government and America and like all these people are expecting our family members and like all these seniors to work until they're like 60, 70 years old and stuff, just for like full benefits. And I personally don't want to work at that age unless I'm famous, a celebrity, doing what I love for a living. You know what I mean? That's why all these rich people never want to retire. That's why billionaires never want to retire, because they love making money. They love what they do so much. They never want to stop doing what they're doing. So when it comes to retirement for me, I don't think people should ever be forced to work until they're like 60, 70 years old.
Like we were talking about in these scrums right now, the discipline you need in these scrums is.
I would only want to be working at that age unless I'm doing something that I love, making my music, making movies for a living. Maybe something with pro wrestling, WWE, who knows, but people should not be forced to retire in their 70s just to receive like full benefits. My mom has been through countless surgeries, cancer twice. The fact she's still walking kind of blows my mind.
Wonderful stuff, isn't it?
But she's still working. She's still trying to pay the bills and take care of her family, and that's all you can really ask for. So that's why I try to help her every chance I get. You know, find jobs, get her back into places where I feel she belongs or where I feel like she's really going to excel and be good at. Like I said, my thing, I just want her to be there until she's ready to retire. And it's time for her to step away. So
After a stand-up play inside the Buffalo Sabres blue line, and then that wrister was on end a little bit.
Boston still with the 1-goal lead here in the second. 13 minutes, 31 seconds left in the second period. 1-0 Boston Bruins over the Buffalo Sabres.
We'll see against who and how many.
And you can see the way that puck was rolling there on Jack Quinn, but he was able to corral it. And here's where Geeky comes up. That left hand and glove came up high on.
But I mean, I think about it too, like if I was still working at the arena, especially for the assholes that I was working with, you know, the last time around, they would just be having me slaving away, pounding away like the Sabres penalty killers. I would just be having to fucking, they wouldn't even care about the amount of work that I'm putting in, and it would all seem as if it was for nothing, chat. I promise you that, but, you know, it's, like I said, it's probably for the best. So much happier that I'm able to focus on myself, and my thing is maybe one day, you know, I'll be able to perform my music at the Sabres Arena and the new Buffalo Bills Stadium here in Buffalo, New York. So that's kind of the goals for me, at least what I want to do in my life. It was nice having the opportunity to go there and stuff, but like I said, I just think that time in my life is over, and I'm way more focused on what I need to do creatively for myself with music. Maybe one day, if it's possible, movies. But right now, music feels like the only way out. It feels like the only opportunity that I'm ever going to have at doing something with my life and kind of making a name for myself or having any chance at experiencing anything other than Buffalo, New York, and a different life or a better life. However we want to say it. There's an entire world out there. I just get to see it through video screens and imagination sometimes, but one day, the goal for me, I would love to perform at the Sabres Arena. Like I said, the goal for them isn't to destroy it or tear it down or to rebuild it anywhere else anytime soon. The current arena that's there in downtown Buffalo, they plan on upgrading and doing repairs. So that arena is going to be there for a very long time for the Buffalo Sabres. And of course, the Buffalo Bills just got a new stadium opening up next season for the NFL. So really for me, I would love to perform at these venues, and I mean, this is home territory, you know, this is birthplace for me. So ever getting to perform at a Buffalo Sabres arena or Buffalo Bills stadium, to me that's I mean, I couldn't even imagine. I would think, hopefully, I get to the point where I'm able to perform at some small theaters, kind of like a Shays. I would love to do Shays. So really like classic theaters. Anything higher than classic theaters, Shays. I would love to do stuff maybe like the ECW Arena in Philadelphia, Hammerstein Ballroom in New York City. I mean, that's obviously one to go to New York City is a dream of mine, so Hammerstein Ballroom performing there, I mean, would be a dream come true. Vegas. It's an entire world out there, like I said. But right now, maybe even just to do like classic theaters and just pack a room full of 5,000, kind of like 10,000 people, I feel like would be fucking, I made it. You know, I finally get to take care of myself a little bit in life. Just to do anything like that would mean so much to me. So I think, you know, I definitely think maybe one day possible. That's what I talked about in my video series recently of what if I was booking WrestleManias from the past. If anybody hasn't had a chance to check out that series, I talk a lot about life, music, movies, pro wrestling. So there's a lot of videos that just talk about different things, not just what if I was booking that event differently. Each video kind of talks about a different year and where I was at that point in my life with that year. So when it comes to music, one of the things that I did recently, and it was like one of the happiest moments of my life, I booked myself to perform at a venue for the first time in my life. And the reason it made me so happy was because like I finally did that on my own. And currently in this world of music and YouTube and everything that's happening with like all these people who doubt you or just don't believe in you or whatever, it's so hard for me to kind of get any kind of attention or any kind of attraction on myself and my brand. When I was calling a lot of these places, a lot of the time they were just hanging up the phone in my face. You know, I'm calling tons of places, tons of clubs, local bars, anywhere that has like, you know, live performances. I'm trying to book myself and I'm really just getting shut down every time on the phone. And I'm making all these phone calls myself. I'm putting myself out there. I'm, you know, trying to sell myself to a lot of these places. And it's really just met with, you know, rejection and hang-ups and people saying, hey, you know, thanks for coming, but good luck to you in your life. Finally, there was one place that I called and I, you know, left a message. Hey, I'm just a musician, local artist in Buffalo. I make music. Please call me back if you have any bookings or anything available. The next day they called me back. And I was so happy because to me it was a sign. I did this all myself. I did everything on my own. And that's all. It was just a sign to me like anything that I can do is possible on my own. I just have to do it myself. And it was literally a sign to me. Nobody else helped me get booked. I never thought I could get booked at a venue and do a live performance, but I just said, you know what, I'm going to call places. Each time I got rejected, I just called the next place. Never heard anything back after an entire day of calling people. The next day, this place called me back and they did book me. But they ended up canceling on me because later on it ended up being like double booked or whatever. So it was unfortunate because like it felt like, to me, you know, they told me that it was double booked, but I felt like maybe at some point they could have like went and listened to my music or just like discovered me. And they were like, yeah, we don't really care for this or we don't really want to fuck with this. So I was so happy though that I did get booked because like it showed me that I could do something like that on my own. Did it all on my own. Nobody helped me. Didn't have a manager, didn't have music lawyers, anything, didn't have anybody making the phone calls. I was the one. And I was the one dealing with all the rejection. Whatever happened, maybe nobody would book me, which in the end never got to perform, but at least, you know, the entire thing for me, it was, holy shit, I made something happen that I didn't think was possible. Because how the fuck, there was just something I think God put in me. One day I just started thinking about it, you know, what if I did my own live performances? I could charge people X amount. And for me, I feel like $125 an hour is being fair. And that's really just for like $100 to take care of myself and $25 for gas. I need $25 for my gas tank because I'm driving there and back. So $100 is just to take care of myself. And that's for one performance. So when you think about how hard it is to get booked, you have to call these places months in advance. You have to hope to get booked. Now they're going to charge you whatever they want to charge you for a performance. I was so hungry, I just accepted the $100 for $100 for 2 hours. Because again, you just accept it when you're that hungry and you're starving and you have nothing in your pocket. Literally bank account at negative. So yeah, when somebody says I'll give you $100 for a 2-hour performance, I'd accept it. For me, I feel like 125 is fair for an hour. And when we think about it, that's for one performance. You are not guaranteed a booking. You are not guaranteed to work at your local bars or your clubs or whatever. That's not a guarantee. You have to make it happen yourself. When I made it happen, I was so happy for myself. Now you think about it like, I was thinking about it like, well, maybe if I can perform at this place, even though my quality is shit, and I myself as an artist know right now my music quality is shit. A lot of my music is just studio demos and it's just ideas that I share. So I'm still trying to get signed, and I'm still trying to like attract a major label that wants to sign me and work with me and do business. A lot of my stuff is just studio demos. So I was thinking, even though the quality is shit, and they might not like the entire quality of my music, I was hoping that I would be able to do a good enough performance that they would want to work with me again. And they would want to be like, hey, we thought that was a great live performance. We want to book you, next week or next month. And there's bands and there's other live artists that are going to watch your performance. So maybe they're like, hey, this kid isn't really where he needs to be. Let's have him talk to our manager. Let's have him talk to our studio engineer and stuff. You meet people when you get to do live performances and stuff like that. All that was ripped away from me when they said, hey, we double booked you. You can't even perform. But at the time I was thinking, if I give them a good enough performance, even though my music quality is kind of shit right now, maybe I'll get to meet some people who want to help me, and, we can actually work together and do business together. That's what I was hoping for. And again, it was kind of just all taken. They told me like at last minute, literally maybe like a couple days before I was supposed to perform, that the live performance wasn't happening. So never got a chance to meet anybody. But like I said, the whole sign from above, the Bruce Almighty sign from God for me was that I did it all on my own. And that's all you really need to be told in life. Like, the type of person I am, all I gotta do is keep doing shit on my own and keep figuring a way to make the things that I want to make. And I seem to be, kind of figuring stuff out. I mean, I taught myself so much in that little span of just trying to get myself booked and where I was going to go from there. 9 minutes remain in the second period here. Boston Bruins still up by 1 goal. 1-0 Boston. But for me, I was really hoping to have a chance to actually meet people, show them the type of artist I was. And yeah, my music quality isn't the best right now. I'm not sitting down with $1 million engineers and we're not investing millions of dollars into an album or the music or anything. I don't have I don't have the, I don't know, I guess you could say the mixing and mastering of the studio masters. But I just, I'd like to share my ideas with people. The Buffalo Sabres, ladies and gentlemen, put one in the net. We're drawing the blades. We're drawing the blades. It was Byram. It was Byram, chat. Pull out the swords. Byram for the Buffalo Sabres. And yes, I know one is smaller than the other. Personally, I like that style. If I was ever a swordsman, this is how I would fight. Kind of a dual lightsaber, if you will, but it's more of a dual wield because this offers more of a dagger, and this obviously is your katana, your sword. So for me, yes, I do know one is smaller than the other, but that is quite intentional with the style that I like to fight with. Draw the blades, ladies and gentlemen. The Buffalo Sabres put one in the back of the net. We are on the board. It is all tied up at 1-1 apiece for the Buffalo Sabres. Look at that. Your boy starts talking a little bit about his life, the difficulties, the challenges that we have to overcome in all of our lives. Not just me, ladies and gentlemen. When I talk about myself and when I share my life and my story with you guys, hopefully you take something from your own end and through your own challenges in life, and you find a way to overcome. I suffer from depression. I'm somebody who has obviously had I've wanted to take myself away from this earth and away from this life many times. I've wanted to quit on myself and my dreams. And yet here I am as we talk about trying to fight and trying to see another day, see what tomorrow brings. The Buffalo Sabres, ladies and gentlemen, put one on the board. A sign from the God, Bruce Almighty. Bruce Almighty, Jim Carrey, if you're watching, we need you now more than ever. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be right back.
Oh, I know. Let's prank call each other.
That's not how it works, Barry.
It's time for a new kind of value menu. Hello, Panera's new mix and match menu. Just $4.99 each when you choose 2 or more faves like these. The new mix and match menu at Panera. Now that's a deal that's actually a meal.
Take one Defender. Add a large helping of sand. Mix in some rocks. Freeze to -40 for several days. Then soak in 35 inches of water. Bake at 122 Fahrenheit. Finally, serve on a plateau of your choosing.
I'm feeling more confident about the future after reviewing my choices with Hoya. Have you updated your workplace benefits and retirement savings? No, but I am.
Okay, Chad, I've returned. Hopefully YouTube has not shut everything down. They haven't. Because you know them cocksuckers will shut it down the second they get when they feel, oh, there's copyright right there. We can't show the stream anymore.
How do you manage the emotions in moments like this?
Yeah, that's playoff hockey, right? And
The Buffalo Sabres finally on the board. And the crazy thing, too, like I said, when I got myself booked to do my first live performance, the guy emailed me back, said I couldn't do the live performance. I feel like at some point they might have, like, heard my music or just seen, maybe they knew, like, the kind of quality I was going to give. Here's the thing that I dislike for sure. The whole time when I was, like, talking with them, and nothing against them or whatever, but the whole time I'm talking with them, they're saying, we want this, and, you know, they're telling me what they're going to pay me, and they're saying, we want this, we want that. We want $1 million performance, but they're not willing to pay me $1 million. Like, they want lights, and they want backing tracks, and they want all this shit. They want it professional grade. They want $1 million studio grade quality. But they're not paying me $1 million studio grade quality. They're paying me what the fuck is acceptable to them, which is $100 for 2 hours. In 2026, is that fair to anybody? Honestly, for fuck's sake. If we talk about any music artist from the fucking 90s to the 80s to the early 2000s, yeah, it's not those periods anymore, but you would maybe do a live performance, you would maybe do, 5, 6 songs, 7, 8, if there was an encore. You were making for 5 songs, you were making maybe $50. You know what I'm saying? And that would be good. You didn't have to memorize and perform a fucking 2-hour performance, 30 plus songs for $100. It's not even in the fucking same ballpark. In the fucking any artist. And that was the thing with me. I was like, dude, like, could you imagine if any of the top rappers, Kanye, Drake, Kendrick, Eminem, if they ever wanted to perform at this venue, you would listen to what they want. You would meet their requirements and their demands. You're not going to fucking start telling them, well, we want this and we want that and we're going to pay you, $100, 2-hour performance. They would kill to have any of those artists that I just named want to fucking perform at their venue because, one, these guys have so much popularity, it's going to bring their venue popularity, right? But, again, these are just local clubs. So you're going to have to do business with the shady people and the assholes and the people who feel like they have control over you in the matter. But that was the thing to me, too. And, like, during the conversations that I'm having with them, they're like, well, we want this and we want this. And the whole time, if I was to ever say, well, I want this, they would have been like, no, or we're not going to do that. So it's like, I don't like doing business like that with people. I feel like me as an artist, hopefully one day in Buffalo, I can change a lot of the way that shit is done. Because once I experience that, I was like, hold on, hold on. This is not the correct way of doing business as a music artist, and this is not the right way of treating a musical artist. You know what I mean? In 2026, to have one booking and one performance for $100, yeah. I never even got to perform. My expectation was hopefully give them a fucking amazing performance, perform my heart out like I know I can, and I know I'm able to give them, and hope that somebody there is going to be like, hey, we want to book you for another show. We want to bring you back to perform again. Maybe even somebody sitting in the audience is, you know, an engineer, a music manager, somebody that can help me actually, you know, get my name out there and fucking do things the correct way, the way that I want to do them. I feel like they, at some point, heard my music and feel like this kid doesn't want to do things the right way or whatever. Or they just felt like the quality was shit. They didn't really, like, double book the event. It was just, like, something that they told me. But once they sent me that and I couldn't perform anymore, I said, okay. I sent an email back and I said, if there was ever anything I could do in the future, if you ever want me to perform again, if anything opens up, if anything's available, please let me know. You know, let's keep in touch. Let's keep in contact with each other. Never got an email back. Never even got a response back from that. And again, this was around, I want to say this was around Thanksgiving of last year. So I just feel like the person that I am, I want to do business a lot differently. What they were giving me was something that I accepted because, again, when you have no money in your pockets, when your bank account is at negative, and, you know, you don't know, like, there's days you wake up and you don't even know if you have a bank account anymore because they might close that shit. You start to, you know, accept things when people are like, hey, I'll give you $100 and just give me a 2-hour performance. That's how it is being an independent music artist, ladies and gentlemen, in Buffalo, New York. And yeah, it does suck because, like I said, I know what the fuck I'm worth and I know how business should be done. I feel like what's fair is $125 an hour. If you don't feel like I'm worth the $250, you don't got to give me the $250. There's other ways of doing business. You can also take a percentage of whatever the bar makes. If it's a local bar, whatever drinks that bar sells that night, you can do business in terms of cutting a percentage with them. You know, you sell X amount of drinks, I take X amount of dollars for the performance, they keep the percentage, whatever. There's certain ways to do things. But that, I feel like, was really fucking just a slap in the face. Because if I think about any artist, even back in the day from the 90s and the 2000s, you would perform about 5-6 songs at a local club. You would perform about 5-6 songs at a local club. You didn't have to memorize or perform no 2-hour performance, and you weren't making $100 for a 2-hour performance. You would see more than that if it was anything crazy like that. But again, for these local venues and stuff, local bars, definitely, you have to be careful with if you're an artist, because there's a lot of people out there who just don't want to do business the right way or the correct way, and you have to know your value, right, when you're dealing with a lot of these people, because people will always try to control the environment, I feel like, or the situation, the conversation, and be like, well, this is what we want, and you're either going to do it or you're not.
I don't know what they're thinking.
And it's like, well, that's not really how business is done exactly, is it?
Every single pizza. Like what? I'm not gonna overthink it. I'm just gonna get half off some. No.
We asked Howie Mandel to describe.
And me, I absolutely was prepared for a 2-hour performance. I was going to give them my all and do an absolute just banger of a 2-hour performance for them, and whatever I could to hopefully bring people back or book myself again, or, you know, somebody out there watching would be like, hey, after the show, let's talk more. Here's my card. Here's my number. Second period, 4 minutes remain. It is all tied 1-1, Sabres and Bruins. Nobody backing down from each other. Both the goaltenders have let one past each other. The goaltender defenders got a couple broken bricks laying around, but that's okay. Sabres trying to work this one in the Bruins zone. Alex Lyon puts it back in play for the Buffalo Sabres. The goaltender gets his hands on the puck, slows it down. Now the Sabres lose it. Bruins working it down center ice in the Sabres defensive zone now. Bruins on the attack offensively. Sabres laying down the body, laying down the check. Exactly what you want to see here. My style of hockey, just get in there, get aggressive with the enemy. We gotta hit people. I don't care if it starts a fight. I'm actually all for the fights. I welcome the fights. I want there to be the fights. Byram did score the last goal for the Buffalo Sabres. It is Bowen Bryman, the defenseman.
Maybe a little bit of a flash moving screen there. Wrist shot to the short side. Then he came back with a good save against Pasternak, and then makes that one with
Sabres dump it in on the chase now. Bruins with control. 2 minutes remaining in the second period.
That close to being a 2-0 lead for the Bruins, and instead of minute 8 seconds later, it's all even at 1.
And big confidence builder too for Bowen Byram.
All even still in the first period. Or second period, I am sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Even in the second period at 1-1 for the Sabres and the Bruins. 2:54 left in the second. Face-off restarts.
A lot more creativity, creating a lot more chaos for the Boston Bruins.
Puck gets in front of the net. Nobody able to do anything with it, though.
From his knees, played it on for power, and it kicks off Krebs sticking out of the zone.
Puck goes all the way back to the center ice, now in the Sabre zone. Now, Bruins zone. Bruins on defense. Back up to the blue line for the Sabres. Down. That hit somebody down in front of the net. That shot is on net. No icing called for the Bruins. Bruins just trying to work some time off this clock in the second. They are down there to receive this pass now. Bruins setting it up. That one hits a Bruin player. McLeod trying to make something happen here. Sabres moving around. Trying to find a play. That one stopped by Swayman. Cleared by the Bruins. Not cleared all the way, though. Back to the blue line. Sabres still taking shots. Just can't get anything past Swayman. Now behind the net. Back up to the blue line. Shot off. Darlene gets hit. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the Boston Bruins have control. Changing the pace up. Letting the fresh lines get out there. After the line change, we are at 1 minute in the second. Most likely not much left here, but it is all tied up at 1 apiece for the Sabres and the Bruins. Not just in this game, but also the series. 1-1, all tied up. Next goal to take the lead. 30 left in the second. Time ticking away. Sabres now control the puck. Working the ice.
Dolan lost his footing after playing the puck between his skates. This one is lifted to center with 20.
Absolutely no puck control there from Doan. Owen Power skating up. 7 seconds. 5. And it looks like that will be the end, ladies and gentlemen. for the second period. We're all tied up, both teams 1 goal apiece, and the series, best of 7, each team has 1 victory for the last couple games. Sabres, Game 1 victory. Boston Bruins, Game 2 victory. Game 3 all tied up right now. I'm going to take a little bit of a break. I will be right back, like 2 minutes. I want to turn on my Buffalo Sabres light upstairs in my kitchen window for the Sabres. And hopefully YouTube doesn't shut our ass down. When we come back, I'm going to talk about a lot of copyright shit during the intermission, how I got shit cleared, how I'm able to live stream so fast after the 7-week suspension. We are here. We are live, ladies and gentlemen. YouTube, you will not stop us. NHL, you will not stop us. The world is mine. The world is mine.
Rich, smooth, creamy. Take your sweet time. That's Styles.
Jimmy likes 2 things, refrigeration and people. When his boss can't get to the big meeting, he asks Jimmy to fill in. But Jimmy has his hands full. So he just asks Copilot in Microsoft Outlook to catch him up. Copilot digs through Jimmy's crowded inbox and files and tells him what he needs to know. Now Jimmy's up to speed, and his boss is taking notice. Jimmy's good with people. Copilot's good with details.
When it was time to add my son to our car insurance, I was scared to even think about my wallet. But instead, with Drive Easy on the Geico app, my son's safe driving score saved us even more.
It feels good to take control of your wallet. It feels good to Geico.
Taco Bell's lunchboxes are going to people's heads. Because once they've indulged in the mainstays of the $5 box, the decadence of the $7 box, and the abundance of the $9 box, with its monumental triple-double crunch run, they start expecting everything to be as lots. Don't let the lots go to your head.
Where's the doorman?
There is no doorman.
That's why we're waiting.
Let's go, go, go.
Try Taco Bell's $5, $7, and $9 lunchboxes.
Bring on the spring at the Honda Spring Event. Drive with the confidence that comes with Honda Sense, whether it's across the country or just around the corner. Honda's family of hybrids and EVs are ready for wherever spring takes you. All from the 2025 Kelley Blue Book Best Value brand. Right now, you can get a $289 per month lease on a 2026 CR-V 2-wheel drive sport hybrid.
For years, Mike's worn a baseball cap to hide his thinning hair, which makes everyone think he's good at baseball. He's terrible. But since choosing Nutrafol to help him grow visibly thicker, fuller hair, he's on track for a comeback. Just not one that involves baseball. Hats off to you, Mike. Hats off to you.
Oh, you found it. What a relief. Thanks, Gecko.
Geico works hard to find you the right home insurance, so I'm here working hard for you too.
Anything else down there?
Just this old crisp.
Truflo. It feels good to find what you're missing. It feels good to Geico.
From the moment we met, we went everywhere together. Nights out, vacations, everywhere. I thought it was your world. But then you felt I didn't get you anymore.
Sorry, I didn't quite get that.
You started flirting with the idea of something new. Now, you're glowing
Try
again.
my new trainer over in Gmail. Text it to Matt.
You find what you're drawn to. You're even showing off to all your friends. You want it smarter. I'm still trying to process that.
What is WOW? It's innovation in chemistry helping unlock what's always been there, the power of your smile. Colgate Optic White Pro Series delivers 5 times whiter teeth after 1 day. That's routine made remarkable. Colgate Optic White, the science of WOW.
It's a Discover Intermission report. Last night saw 9 players score their first career playoff goal. Tanner Jeannot joins that group. He opens his account for Boston. On the other end, it's Buffalo offense from defense. Bowen Byram with little bit of assistance there. Some awkward high five going on. I can respect.
Need a little work.
Yeah, I can respect that.
They got those garden beers, man. They haven't taken the pipes out in a long time, so they get banged up after a few of them.
It's hard. High fives are easier in the first period. As the game continues,
especially when you're cross-eyed.
Difficulty goes up. And it's at this moment that Wayne Gretzky said, "Why did I come back?"
Those were high threes.
Right, that's why. Right there. He's back. We got the Discover highlight for Buffalo. We'll get to them in a second. First goal in the series that didn't occur in the final 10 minutes of play, so that's good news for them. But on the other side, Jeannot gets the goal. What did you see in the build-up?
Well, he's in that bottom six, and he's playing for the Boston Bruins again. He gets rewarded for it, too. Every time he's on the ice, he's going to be in seek and destroy mode. And you see him on the forecheck, number 84, on the hunt, moving the puck, creating the Boston Bruins or the Buffalo Sabres to move the puck prematurely. Now, here's what I don't like. Jordan Greenway and Mallenstein, both two physical players of the Buffalo Sabres, let Charlie McAvoy off the hook. He's leading the Boston Bruins in ice time in this series, and tonight, in general, Liam, you're going to pound him as much as you can. You're thinking this could be potentially a 7-game series. Get the body in Charlie McAvoy. But kudos to Jeannot taking advantage of Timmins the screen and shooting one past the Buffalo Sabres goaltender.
It felt like everybody was hitting Charlie McAvoy for a long time there, right? Remember, it was
Easy
like
night
week
for him,
after
right?
week. He was hoping the hits would stop. He had the bubble on for a while. On the other side of things, Buffalo still over on the power play, but you were looking for offense from defense. Bowen Byram gets that. What else occurs here? And we're going to get to why goalies are not going to enjoy this in just a moment.
Yeah, we'll get to Hank on the self-tip here, but a great zone entry, and obviously with Norris out, somebody's got to come in, and Austin, who had a great season for the Buffalo Sabres, he's going to have
Ladies and gentlemen, Ghosted Goblins, Witches and Wizards, Vampires and Werewolves, I have returned.
Much like the regular season, you have to get offense from the back end. That's what was part of the engine.
Turned on the Buffalo Sabres light in the window. Had a stop. Had a little chat with the grizzly bear. That's my dog. That's my dog. It's a Yorkie Shih Tzu mix. The Shorkie. Yorkie Shih Tzu. Grizzly bear. That's my dog. Holding it down upstairs right now. So, let's talk, ladies and gentlemen, really quick about some of the copyright and the shit we've been dealing with here on YouTube. Last game, I did try to stream Game 2 here in Buffalo, New York. Unfortunately, towards the end of the third period, which is coming up here soon, so hopefully, knock on wood, same shit doesn't happen. Same shit, different day. But in the third period, stream got shut down and stopped. Unfortunately, somebody from NHL, C. Foster, I know who you are, motherfucker. YouTube tells me this information, so you're not slick. You're not anonymous. C. Foster, I even sent you an email, so you have 10 days to respond to that claim, or basically the video comes right back to my possession, and it will be available here on the channel within 10 days if, C. Foster, the NHL, never respond back to that email. Which that's another crazy thing about me too. How does somebody, and this is not one of our fellow Canadians from across the Peace Bridge. This is not one of the lovely French Canadian baddies from Montreal. No, this is some kind of Moscow Russian spy, C. Foster, working for the NHL that they sent over to watch my streams and shut that shit down the second that they see any form of copyright. So I was fighting it. We did the copyright school, which is basically like a survey where you just take a couple questions, and after, you complete the questionnaire, after 90 days, the strike will go away permanently, which is nice because after 3 strikes, your channel is absolutely deceased. So when you get 3 strikes, you're pretty much done. I was at 2 after streaming Game 2 for the Sabres and the Bruins. Now I'm sitting at none, thankfully, because I got those all cleared up. Like I said, with this guy, if anything happens and he does respond to the email or whatever, C. Foster, NHL, Russian spies, if they do respond, the video pretty much will just remain unavailable and nobody will ever get to see that stream. If they don't respond, then again, after 10 days, it will be available here to watch on the channel. So maybe keep a lookout for Buffalo Sabres versus Boston Bruins Game 2 from the 2026 NHL Stanley Cup playoffs. To be determined. But here's the crazy thing for me, too. Went into the survey and went into the fucking copyright school with YouTube and everything. And, like, one of the crazy things that they said during it was they're like, oh, because I've seen a lot of people doing, like, music reactions to, like, Eminem albums and stuff. And when I do the music reaction, all of my stuff gets copyright, shadow banned, never to be seen. Nobody will ever find out about it until who the fuck knows when. But when other larger streamers do, music reactions to like albums and music, they don't have to deal with the copyright as much. I don't know. Apparently they can play like 2-3 minutes of a song because they've stopped like 7 to 9 times during the video and did reactions or whatever. But the thing that YouTube says is the reason they will allow somebody to do music reactions is if it's educational. So if somebody wants to play songs for like 2-3 minutes, they can, but they also have to stop like several times throughout the video or whatever just for it to be educational and that they're teaching people something. I've seen a lot of fucking reaction videos where people have no idea what they're talking about or they're just listening to it for the first time. How can it be an educational video if it's a reaction video, YouTube? Please explain. Please make it make sense. It's fucking ridiculous. But at the end of the day, I've seen so many reaction videos where people don't even know like what they're talking about, or they're just sitting down for the first time and like listening to this stuff. Reaction videos are not educational. So how the fuck are people playing music in their video because they're stopping, at a consistent pace or it enough throughout the video to where enough of that stuff is just cut out entirely and their reaction is pretty much, not the entire reaction. But for me, like I said, guys, there's a lot of trial and error when you're trying to figure out what to do with a lot of the copyrighted stuff here on YouTube. Still for me, there's so much I want to do, and there's a lot of ideas that I have that I want to share on my channel. It's just hard to do so right now because of all the copyright restrictions and everything that YouTube pretty much has going around in their 2026 platform. It used to be so much easier back in the day, man. Back in the day, YouTube was such a lovely platform. 2009, 2010, small times. Even back in like 2008, when it was like nothing. It was so much better than what it is now because people had so much more freedom to just create the content that they felt was entertaining, and it wasn't YouTube telling them what YouTube thinks is entertaining. But I am very happy, ladies and gentlemen, to be able to stream again with you because after the copyright school, I guess everything like cleared up and we got like all that shit taken care of. So the 7-day suspension was lifted and here we are. We're able to stream here for Game 3. So C. Foster, NHL, if you're watching, all your Russian spies, you need to take that shit over to Kirill Kaprizov, highest paid player right now in the NHL. Minnesota Wild center, number 97, wears the same number as your boy, the Flying Dutchman. But if you're going to go after anybody, NHL, Russian police, you need to go after Kirill Kaprizov, because I don't know why you're coming in here. You don't even strike up a conversation. You just wait until you see something you don't like, and you say, you know what, let me shut this entire video down. Let me turn this entire fucking house. Let me flip this whole bitch upside down. Because you know what? You can't show that to your audience. We own that. We're the NHL. I work for the NHL. I want to know who the NHL has working for them. Foster, You son of a bitch. C. Foster, I know who you are. I have your information. I sent you the email. You have 10 days, or I get my Game 2 stream back. That's how it works. So that's another crazy thing. How does the NHL have these types of people working for them? Somebody is out there making a paycheck to just go around looking for streams of content that they own and that they can remove, apparently. This man is getting paid to do this for a living. And yet, when I send them an email and when I send them a response saying, listen, this is what the video is, and this is what I did during the video, all of the shit that you did not see, and they still don't respond because they feel like their job is just, oh, I just get to fucking, I just see the shit that I don't like, I flag it, I take it down, I get paid. Listen, I sent you an email. You have 10 days. That is how it works in YouTube law. That's how the fuck it works. So this person, whoever it was, C. Foster, who works for the NHL, buddy, you got 10 days. You got 10 days to respond, and if you don't, the video comes back to me, and it's available on my channel. So how the fuck the NHL has people working for them, and they're getting paid to just take videos down and remove it when they see shit that they don't like? And then I go through the process of learning what I need to do during my videos so that it doesn't happen. And this is apparently what I need to do. I need to make the videos educational, chat. All I need to do, if I wanted to show like the TV, or if I wanted to show clips of whatever, fucking wrestling, music, if we wanted to sit here and we wanted to listen to entire albums, all I apparently have to do in YouTube's eyes is be educational. Can somebody please fucking tell me at any point when I am streaming, when I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, or when I'm not trying to when I'm not trying to fucking make the thing educational or entertaining for other people, I'm not understanding here. Like, they just see the part that they don't like, and that's when the stream gets like shut off, and like there's no way around that. You can't even fucking say, hey, listen, you missed this entire 2 hours, but you know, whatever. You can't change that. It's just crazy to me how it's like YouTube will allow, and like I said, I've seen multiple music reactions. I've seen multiple music reactors to Eminem and all his albums. They don't know. They've never even fucking heard this man's music before. Some of these people have never even heard the music before. They're literally, it's a reaction. How is it educational? It's happening for the first time. You are seeing their reaction. A reaction isn't educational. So what the fuck? How are people out there able to do all these reactions and listen to all this music on their channel? Because apparently YouTube looks at the video and says just enough is in there to be educational for them to allow it. So I feel like a lot of my videos have been educational, and a lot of the shit that I do during my live stream is obviously not just to benefit myself financially or profitably. Another thing, ladies and gentlemen, if you are watching and you would like to donate, or tip or anything like that, I look at my YouTube goals, and YouTube wants us to be at 500 subscribers and some other goal requirements before we can even go for stuff like that. If you don't believe me, while we're getting started in the third period here, they basically want me to be at 500 subscribers before we can even go for any kind of monetization. Any kind of a YouTube partnership program I am not involved with, which would be nice one day because it would actually be easier to get around a lot of this fucking bullshit. But at the moment, YouTube would like us to be eligible. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Let me flip the camera for you, and we'll get right back into the game here. But here you go. To even earn on YouTube, you can see it's locked for me. Start your journey. Earning. Eligibility. Got to be at 500 subscribers for that. Just to even earn money, you got to be at 500 subscribers. YouTube is telling you there's the requirement right there. And you need some other stuff too, like 3 videos uploaded in the last 90 days. We got that completed, obviously. And one of the following. you need to at least have 3,000 public watch hours, which right now we have 674. And you also need to have, this is one of the two, 1.2, or no, I'm sorry, 3 million of public short views. So it's either public watch hours or public short views, which right now we have 674 out of 3,000. So even if we wanted to like go for eligible to receive tips or donations, I would have to be at 500 subscribers, and we would need to have 3,000 public views, public watch hours. So not exactly impossible. It's definitely possible. Not impossible. But yeah, that's YouTube pretty much telling you right to your face, you're pretty much going to need this if you want to start making any kind of money. So we need to hit 500 subscribers and 3,000 public watch hours at some point. Uploading videos is nothing to me. I always have ideas for videos, and putting them out is absolutely nothing for me. Right now, my current goal is 300 subscribers. So if anybody would like to help out with that, please do so. We will celebrate with something special here on the YouTube channel once I do hit that 300 subscriber goal. So thank you so much to anybody out there who even cares about dropping a subscription and helping me out a little bit more to make the content and the quality of these videos so much better and kind of what I would want them to be one day with you guys. But if anybody out there does want to send any tips, donations, support, you can't support the stream right now because, like I just showed you, we are not allowed to do anything without a YouTube partnership. So can't monetize the videos right now. You need to reach certain requirements for that to happen if anybody wanted to tip through YouTube. But if you did still want to tip and send your donation, you can do so with a third-party service supporting me through Cash App. You can send tips, donations, support through Cash App, $OVO Demonic. Once again, you can't do it here on YouTube yet currently because I'm not partnered, I'm not monetized, but you are allowed to use a third-party service just like Cash App. If you have it, please don't hesitate, but again, don't feel obliged. $OVO Demonic, Cash App at $OVO Demonic. So ladies and gentlemen, like I said, the goal for me at least one day, hopefully 300 subscribers gets us one step closer, definitely closer to 500, which I feel like is right there just on the horizon for us. Really a lot of content has been bringing in some new viewers for me, so that's nice. It's been hard with the video game content. Like, it's just been so difficult trying to afford it because I can't afford it. I literally can't afford any of these new games that are coming out. So I'm so sorry that the gaming content has taken a delay and just not as important on the channel right now, as at least this year, or especially right now. But I cannot afford any kind of new games. And there's been so much stuff on my list that I've wanted to play and I've wanted to check out and include on my channel. There's so much that I've wanted to actually like play and experience, but I can't afford it. I have a PlayStation 5, but I have no money. And I just heard recently too, the prices for like if you wanted to buy a PlayStation 5 just increased, so that's crazy. I would love a PlayStation Portal. That looks like a really cool like, I just want to have that just to experience, like, it's like a PS5 and a PSP combined. But the Buffalo Sabres get one in the back of the net, ladies and gentlemen. Buffalo Sabres with the second goal of the night. And it is Alex Tuck. Draw the blades once again, ladies and gentlemen. Draw the blades for the boys in the royal blue and the gold. Once again, the Buffalo Sabres, ladies and gentlemen. With the dual-wielding Sabres, ladies and gentlemen. Buffalo takes the lead in Game 3. It is the Sabres with the 2-goal advantage. Game 3 over the Boston Bruins. Take the blades out for the boys in the royal blue and gold.
Well executed play there by the Buffalo Sabres in the ozone all the way around.
The most experienced playoff performer on the Buffalo Sabres.
When I used to watch hockey games with my Uncle Jacques, every time the Buffalo Sabres would score a goal, he would give his dog, Ralph, a dog treat. Some nights there were not many dog treats given out, but when the Sabres were good in 2011, like when they made the playoffs the last time, there was many treats for Ralph. Ralphie the dog. Uncle Jacques looking out for that dog Ralphie. The Buffalo Sabres right now trying to find a way to keep this game in their control. Third period right now. All in the hands of the Buffalo Sabres. If they can do what they want to do, play some defense, it should not be too hard to move to game 4. Buffalo Sabres, number 2 ranked team on the Eastern Conference right now in the NHL. Number 2 ranked on the Eastern Conference. Number 1 Atlantic Division champions this season, Buffalo Sabres. So 2nd overall in the Eastern Conference. Not a bad team we got this year, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, top 4 players for me right now. Tage Thompson, Owen Power, Jack Quinn, Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, who is not playing tonight. They took him out. Goalie change from Lindy Ruff, the Sabres coach, for game 3. Although I don't believe the goalie was our problem, especially in that last game 2 loss. If the Sabres can play defense now, this game is all theirs. 14 minutes to go. Alex Tuch, last goal for the Buffalo Sabres.
Stanley Cup playoff action rolls on tonight with game 3 as the Colorado Avalanche face the LA Kings.
The last and most recent goal coming from the stick of Alex Tuch. Now, face-off in the Sabres zone. Goes to Boston. Sabres trying to intercept the passes here. Dumped in by Boston. Fighting for it around the blue line here. Sabres now control the puck. Nice 3-man pass there from the Sabres, working it down the ice in Boston territory now, literally. Boston home ice advantage here. The Bruins take the puck back. Now it is the Bruins trying to work it back down to the Sabres end. They dump it down. Line change for Boston. Sabres now setting up a play here down the ice. Sabres 19, Krebs skating around a little bit, lost the puck.
Buffalo's ended a 14-year playoff drought, the longest in NHL history.
Now it is Boston trying to make something happen from the defensive end. They are down 1 goal. It is their game to lose. Middlestat passes back. Boston slowing down the game a lot here in the third. 13 minutes remain. 2-1 Buffalo Sabres with the lead. It is a series tied best of 7. 1 apiece for both teams.
This one is grabbed and sent ahead. Taken here by Higgins. 3-on-2 if they can push the pace, but there's nothing there. And this would have been icing.
Sabres working it off the board here. Alex Lyon doesn't really look too prepared, but Sabres still keeping control of this puck. 12 minutes left in the third. Trapped on the boards now. Puck gets out. Sabres can't find the pass. That one goes back to the Bruins. Now Bruins get hit. Bruins setting it down the boards. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the Sabres are back down the ice. They have a man advantage. Shot on net. That is a rebound deflection. Nobody there for the Buffalo Sabres to get the rebound.
Well, that was solid, though. The other one was a knuckler. That was flat. A hard wrister there by Greenway.
Bruins able to knock the dirt off their shoulder right there. Now, Sabres hits a man. Nobody on that one. Puck goes back down to the Sabres defensive zone. Now, Byram and Power out there for the Sabres defensively. Quinn with a slap shot on net. That one can't find it. Sabres defense trying to stand tall here with the Bruins. I believe Dahlen out there now as well.
Good outlet pass there by Alex Line behind the net. Feeding Dahlen easy out of the zone.
Sabres not letting up here, but they got to be careful on defense. Not to give up anything easy, not anything greasy here to the Boston Bruins. We're looking to play like some grease balls right now. Sabres in the Bruins zone. Now the Sabres still trying to keep control here offensively. Still on the attack. Good time on possession. Tage Thompson trying to get the puck back for the Sabres. Right now it's all over the place. Boston able to come out on top with it. Middlestat fires it down. We got a dangler on the Bruins right here. Trying to skate around two Sabres defensemen. Sabres shut that down. And now 10 minutes, ladies and gentlemen, left in the third period. 2-1 lead. Buffalo so far, 2 unanswered goals. Sabres passing it around the net. Byram tried to take a shot. That one couldn't hit the goalie. Sabres go for a line change. Get some fresh skates out there. Get the blood off the blades. Put some fresh skates on the ice. Ladies and gentlemen, Game 3 series tied. Both teams 1-game victories for each. Buffalo Sabres Game 1 victory. Boston Bruins won in Game 2. This is Game 3. The Sabres lead up by 1, 2-1. Buffalo Sabres.
We ride.
Welcome to Take 5.
A decent oil change doesn't have to be a showdown.
So happy, ladies and gentlemen, to have anybody out there checking out the channel tonight. Hanging out with me, hopefully enjoying the playoff hockey here. Which, you know, again, knock on wood, if the Buffalo Sabres in the next couple years can do more things like this, we will definitely be doing more watch-alongs for some playoff hockey and some Buffalo Sabres hockey as well. But definitely would love in the future to share more Buffalo Sabres hockey games and some Buffalo Bandits lacrosse games with you guys. Recently we've done some Buffalo Bills playoff games, so hopefully another good season for the Buffalo Bills coming up.
Nothing like having dining benefits at over 10,000 Resi restaurants.
The dream still yet to happen, making it back to the Super Bowl, but not only just making it back to the Super Bowl, winning a Super Bowl here in Buffalo, New York. The dream still a dream for Buffalo, New York. But if there was ever a team that should win a Super Bowl, and there's ever a player that should be a Super Bowl champion, I think it's the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen, our quarterback, number 17 here in Buffalo. So I definitely believe. I don't stop believing. Just like one of my favorite songs, Journey. Don't stop believing. You gotta believe in the Buffalo Bills. Players to score 40-plus goals in a season. Tage Thompson is right up there. 3 different times in franchise history, Tage Thompson, 40-plus goal season for the Buffalo Sabres. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. 9 minutes left in the third. Buffalo up by 1 goal. Trying to keep this game within their grasp. Now, it is the Sabres passing it around the boards. Keep the puck in their time of possession. Trying to force the Bruins to skate around a bit here, but the Bruins get it back. Center ice pass. Bruins fumbling it a little bit. Sabres get it back. Good hit from the Sabres. That one gets a reaction out of the crowd. Duane looking for a penalty. And it's on Duane. It's on the Sabres, the penalty. So the Bruins still have possession of the puck. And there's the Sabres touching it. Referee hits the whistle. Now we get to find out it's an interference call here on Rasmus Dahlin. Somehow the captain of the Buffalo Sabres, which I don't agree with, one of the worst defensemen I've ever seen in my life. Why Dahlin calls himself a defenseman when he's out there playing like an offensive player all the time? Even more like a two-way. Couldn't tell you why he calls himself a defenseman. I need absolute goons out there. I need absolute semi-trucks, absolute enforcers on defense for my Buffalo Sabres, ladies and gentlemen. They may not be the quickest or offensive-minded fucking... They might not have the playmaking mindset. I don't need them to be playmakers. I need them to fucking throw hands. And I need them to put the smackdown on whoever is trying to get in the Stanley Cup championship with the boys. 8:33 left on the clock here for Game 3, Sabres versus Bruins. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, face-off win by the Buffalo Sabres. Swayman comes out of the net, plays the puck. Dahlin sitting on the interference call. So the power play does go to Boston, 2 minutes. Pasta trying to do what he does best, just like Game 2. Last time, Pasta able to make magic happen off the power play for Boston. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Boston really slowing this game down. They feel like they got a chance here on this power play to get the game back in their control, get things a little bit back in the Libra scales of balance. Swayman controls it behind the net. 50 seconds remain for Boston's power play. The black and gold versus the royal blue and gold here in round 1 of the Stanley Cup playoffs. The Boston Bruins just passing it around a lot right now, trying to keep the Sabres off balance. Possibly trying to set up something greasy here. Real grease ball shit here from the Bruins. But it might have to be done. That one gets pickpocketed by Tuck with the steal. Now, Alex Tuck takes a shot on net. That one gets froze up by Swayman. 13 seconds remain on the power play for the Boston Bruins.
Swayman tried to move it. There's the best opportunity right there. Line on the short side.
Turned into some batting practice down there in front of the net once that puck went up in the air. Ladies and gentlemen, 6 minutes, 45 seconds remain in the third period. It all comes down to this. Buffalo Sabres up by 1 goal. It is a 2-1 game. Buffalo Sabres with the lead. Game 3. Black and gold versus royal blue and gold. Game 3 in home of the Boston Bruins. The Sabres did have the better seed. They got to play game 1 and 2 at home in Buffalo, New York.
Just as Duane got back into play. Duane off, replaced by
team with the better season record, team with the higher seed, gets to have home ice advantage in the playoffs. Sabres opened up the series with games 1 and 2 in Buffalo, New York. Game 3 here goes to the Boston Bruins in Massachusetts. Now, ladies and gentlemen, 6 minutes left on the clock. The power play is said and done for Boston. Back to full strength here, 5-on-5, not including the goalies. That is another penalty for the Buffalo Sabres.
And right back to the box go the Sabres. Less than a minute after the last power play expired, Boston gets another with Tage Thompson.
2 minutes tripping on Tage Thompson for that penalty. Literally after the 1 minute expired from the last penalty for the Buffalo Sabres, we get another one, which sends Tage Thompson right to the penalty box. Boston Bruins with another opportunity on the power play. Penalty kill unit, got to go out there for the Sabres. Get back to work. Get back to slaving. Get back to slaving on that penalty kill. Just like I was working them concessions at the Sabres arena. For all them assholes that didn't even appreciate it. Tell us right to our face, we don't matter. We don't get to enjoy ourselves even though we got the opportunity to get hired and we get to work at the arena. We got hired to work at the arena, but we get told to all of our face, all those that got hired, you do not matter here. You are just a number. That is what the Buffalo Sabres told us. And not even the Sabres, really Delaware North. It was really more Delaware North. That's who controls the concessions. But they feel like they're the all high and mighty over there. Especially whoever they got smoking that crack all on their high horse, figuring that they can ruin people's lives with a yes or a no. It's crazy out there, ladies and gentlemen, in the real world. In reality, in the real world, it is a crazy place. But at least sometimes we can sit down and we can all come together and we can enjoy some NHL hockey at the top of the level, at the highest level. Professional hockey, NHL playoffs, Stanley Cup championship on the line for the 2 teams that want it the most. For the 2 teams that want it bad enough, baby. That is the prize, the Stanley Cup championship. What team? What 2 teams want to be there? What 2 teams want to play for it? That still has yet to be decided. That question we are still trying to answer. Back in the game now, ladies and gentlemen. Boston power play, 1:30 remaining. Third period, 5:17. Buffalo Sabres still up by 1. Penalty kill has to come up big here. The penalty kill line has to get something done here defensively again. Clear this puck. Penalty kill unit struggling here to clear the puck. A lot of time on possession here for the Boston Bruins. Still on the attack. The Bears in Boston smell blood. And they're definitely hungry for another goal. Pasta now. Trying to pass it around to the boys. Pasta
Juggled that puck, kept it from Mallenstein. Zaka settles it down.
Good puck control right there. Good puck dribbling from Pasternak. And now, ladies and gentlemen, slap shot from Boston. That does not go. Back to the blue line. Boston now a lot of time still on this power play for them. 30 seconds. And another blast gets shut down from the Sabres. The goaltender defender comes up big there for the Buffalo Sabres. Alex Lyon. At the blue line. Pass to the red. Pass to the red dot. The one-timer could not hit its mark. Goaltender right in position. And just smacks it away. Boston power play, 27 seconds left. Third period, 4 minutes remaining. I think a timeout here called for the Buffalo Sabres. It is a Boston timeout, my apologies. Each team, however, with some time to talk it over, rethink the strategy here with the final 4 minutes left in the game. Boston Bruins trying to do whatever they can, trying to find a way to tie it up. Power play still active for the Boston Bruins. Sabres got to try to find out what they can do to hold it down defensively. What will it take to send Boston away in their own home with an L tonight? 27 seconds left in Boston's power play. 4 minutes in the third, still to go. The penalty kill unit out there for the Sabres. They got to stand strong. Sabres lose the face-off. Arvidsson, who had a big one last game, can't find the net there. Penalty kill unit sends it down the ice. Bruins chase after it, get it past the Sabres blue line now. Now the Bruins trying to pass it around, back at full strength. Tage Thompson out there for the Sabres now. And the Sabres going back to work here. Good look at it. Swayman just covers it up, absolutely freezes the puck. Boston Bruins down by 1 goal. It is a 2-1 lead for the Buffalo Sabres. Commercial break right now, ladies and gentlemen. The Buffalo Sabres trying to find a way to send Boston home with the L.
These are luxuries you don't have to wait for. This is Buick now. Buick, exceptional by design. It's all about you during the Buick SUV sales event. Get 0.9% APR.
I believe in him, chap. I do believe in him. Penalty's been a little bit sloppy tonight.
So I wanted to take a beat to unplug.
But honestly, Boston's looking a little bit tired out there. Boston not really playing as crazy as they did in game 1 or 2. The series is definitely starting to settle in on the Boston Bruins. The wear and tear, the physicality each game, what it takes to be a Stanley Cup champion. But I do not doubt for a second the Boston Bruins still have some fight left in them. It is a long series, especially when it's best of 7. But right now in this third period, the Boston Bruins look tired. The Boston Bruins look desperate. They look like they need to try some greaseball shit, some real greaseball shit, to get a goal back here and tie this thing up in game 3. Can they find a way to get it past the Buffalo Sabres and our weak-ass defense? That I need to see for myself. I do need to see it for myself, ladies and gentlemen. Ghosts and goblins, witches and wizards, vampires and werewolves. Game 3, minutes away. from going to a series advantage for the Buffalo Sabres if they can keep the lead in their control. The location is Boston, Massachusetts. The Bruins playing at home. But right now, they are down by 1. What will happen in the final remaining minutes? Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. 3.5. Can the Sabres finish strong? It's not about how you start. It's how about you finish. Sabres passing in front of the net. That one can't hit the man. Now Bruins able to get it back. And it is a good look at it here for the Bruins. Good hit from the Sabres. That's what I love to see. Gotta hit the body. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, don't care if it starts a fight. I would love there to be a fight. I actually accept the fight. Now, little over 2 minutes left in the third. In the Bruins defensive zone. Trying to work it out here. Gets to center ice. Good passing here from the Bruins. Sabres get it back. Sabres skate it down. Hit there on Krebs. Goes right back to the Bruins. Now Bruins working it down. Shot on net. Able to free him up. Frees himself up with the shot on net. Bruins still passing it around here.
Pastrnak is sitting on the ledge of the boards, waiting for his chance to get out of the ice with 2 minutes to go in the third.
Scrum around the boards here for puck control. It's a race for it, and the Bruins get there first. Now with 1 minute to go, ladies and gentlemen, little over a minute to go here. Boston got to be thinking, what can they do? Good hits here, good hits. Boston needs to have the 1 minute play in their book. Open net, no goalie, and that's a goal for the Buffalo Sabres. That one, ladies and gentlemen, has to close it up for sure. The Sabres with the open net goal. Pull out the dual-wield Sabres for the dark side. You know I represent Slytherin House. We got the dual-wield Sabres out for the Buffalo Sabres, ladies and gentlemen. Open net goal. It is 3-1 in Game 3. The Buffalo Sabres with the lead. Ladies and gentlemen, Sabres, Game 3. It is happening. Buffalo, New York, Saberhood, Bills Mafia. 2026 playoffs. We have arrived. Now, ladies and gentlemen, with just a little over a minute remaining, a minute 20 on the clock, the Boston Bruins have to find a way to get 2 goals. What could probably seem to them like too much of an impossible mountain to climb at this point in the game. Because once there's an empty net, that's kind of a sign of teams throwing in the towel. At least I would say so. Whenever a team has an empty net, whenever they pull the goalie off the ice, I'd say that's the team throwing in the towel. That's how I've always seen it. That's why I don't like pulling the goalie. But Boston thought it would be worth pulling the goalie there, and of course it cost them. Boston getting a lot of shots on net here. That one hit the post. But even with the man advantage, the Sabres still able to hold it down defensively. Even though Lyon wasn't perfect in the game, it still goes to the Buffalo Sabres, who I think should play Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen next. But we shall see if they feel okay with Lyon moving forward. Yeah, he got the win tonight, but I just don't feel like the goalie was the problem for us in that last loss. Boston, again, like I said, struggled after that first goal. So far, 3 unanswered. And it is the Buffalo Sabres with a 2-goal lead in Game 3. A lot of Boston fans leaving the arena now. They already know it's over. 10 seconds to go. Another whistle stops the play. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Game 3 to the boys in the royal blue and gold. We got some words here. We got the boys chirping with each other. Nobody wants to drop the gloves, though. You know how it is. Ain't nobody going to drop the gloves with like 8 seconds left on the clock. Apparently, Castellic is how it's spelled. Castellic giving some words of encouragement to the Sabres bench, letting them know how great they are and how he hopes the best for them in the series and the games moving forward. Can't wait to play him in Game 4 on Sunday. But the Buffalo Sabres, ladies and gentlemen, came out to play in Boston, Massachusetts. Game 3. Not yet over, but it is pretty much over. We will take the blades out one more time for the boys. Penalty on Mark Castellic for talking that shit to the Sabres bench. You can't talk that shit to the team that's winning. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Buffalo Sabres, 3 unanswered goals in Game 3. All domination in Boston, Massachusetts. Wow. The first playoff start with Buffalo for Alex Lyon, 34. The goaltender defender for the Buffalo Sabres. Alex Tuch, 2 game-winning goals this series. And ladies and gentlemen, the Boston Bruins will leave the ice disappointed, hanging their heads down. Fans in Boston are pissed right now. But I look forward to Game 4. I hope to see all of you again and enjoy Game 4 with you when it is time. Thank you so much again, everybody, for checking out the channel, being here with me tonight to watch some playoff hockey. The boys in the royal blue and the gold. The Buffalo Sabres, ladies and gentlemen, get it done in Boston for Game 3. 3-1, Buffalo Sabres, Saberhood. We're out here, ladies and gentlemen. Self Buffalo. We got Stingers. We got Mighty Taco. We got Banderitos from Mighty Taco. We got chicken wings. We got beef on weck. We don't eat that Arby's bullshit. We don't eat roast beef on fucking cheddar. Arby's is the worst I've ever had. We got roast beef on weck. Some people like it with the horseradish and the pickle. Have it your way, ladies and gentlemen. The Buffalo Sabres are in the 2026 Stanley Cup playoffs, and we ain't fucking backing down. We ain't going that. We ain't going home yet. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen. Peace, God.